Oh my
Let's get
god,
that
where is it?
stream started.
Okay. I'm gonna try to. While you start up, I'm gonna try to make as much progress as I can back to my body. But holy moly, cajoli is at a very far distance.
You're not allowed to lever it. You can't pause World of Warcraft. You're not allowed to go oofka.
I didn't
You must
realize
play
just how
froze.
my mistake. I spent like a whole day making macros
I have
because
still not made a single macro, nor have I installed a single mod. Even though I really should install a quest mod to cover the fact that the fucking quests are bugged for me. Still,
yeah,
I've
yeah,
just
dude.
been playing with that.
What do I? Okay, hold on. What ads do I even have? Oh my god, really, guy? I have Bag Brother, which is makes all of your bags into one giant inventory.
I'm like too lazy to verify which add-ons work for this version of the game, which websites are real and not like a weird
Uh,
scam,
Twitch
and
app
also to bother
download.
finding my folder again for installing them again.
So this is the beauty of having the downloading the Twitch app is that it does all that for you because Twitch bought Curse
so
and Curse used to be the
so
big mod area.
the Twitch app knows the difference between the two WoWs.
Yes, not very well, mind you. The interface is kind of deceitful. So no, it doesn't. It knows exactly where to put all the files. Everything's fine, but the interface is predominantly for main retail WoW. So it's really hard to notice, oh, this is classic. Like, oh, I'm doing classic mods now.
Classic mods. Oh man,
Yes.
I need to relearn this character.
So the interface is kind of
Like
shitty,
my
but
totems. I've been
otherwise,
playing a ret paladin all week.
yeah, otherwise it's good.
You know what's really easy to play? A paladin.
What? Yes. You know, it's also not easy to play. Hunter. Hunter sucks.
You're like Seal of the Crusader, Judgment, Seal of the other one. Wait till the fight's over.
Wait. They'll die.
Pretty much.
Wait until like you get what's it called?
Because you use the one that increases your attack speed, but then you immediately use Judgment to throw it away to use its
Yeah.
secondary feature, which puts a debuff on the enemy that increases the holy damage they take. And then so you just put on the seal that increases your holy damage, and then you just stand there and wait for the fight to end.
Yeah.
I'm very disappointed though to find that the Retribution aura doesn't get affected by that, because the Retribution aura makes them take holy damage every time they hurt you. So I'm like, increase the holy damage. Yeah. That would have been great. But I just finished. It's kind of interesting how like to some extent like the alliance zones are just better made. Like it's interesting to me how like Darkshire and Redridge and Goldshire and Westfall are all connected. They all have interconnecting missions that have you running back and forth and stuff. And like you keep going instead of just hanging out in one zone linearly. Whereas like we have Mulgore and Durotar that both just dumping you into the Barrens and then you just stay there for like a dozen hours. And that's like
Doesn't seem like a good idea.
That's about it.
I mean, I don't think anybody thinks that the Horde is loved by Blizzard.
Why are we Horde? I don't remember actually.
You decided to be Horde.
I don't remember why.
You said a Horde had more interesting characters.
I think it was a series of pivots. I was like, we could play on Marty's server or Eric's server. And then we kind of decided to play on Marty's server, and then I think we kind of picked our races and classes on that based on that somewhat. And then we realized that his server has like a 30-minute queue time, so we were like, all right, I guess we're just gonna go into our own server. And then I think we just kind of stuck with Horde, but I don't really remember why necessarily. I don't know.
Where are you?
It might have been probably.
You're like right there.
I don't know. I mostly played Alliance back in the day because I had a 300 days played raiding rogue that was human, which is the most boring of all the races to be.
Yeah, then no kidding. That is very much the most boring race.
I was a human rogue with the goatee and a ponytail, which is the only hair and beard options anyone picks as a human male. I think what partly happened is we were spitballing what classes we felt like playing. And I was like, I kind of want to play as a shaman. And you listed like 3 different classes you were thinking of, and they were all and if we took shaman plus all the ones you were saying, the only race option was Tauren. And so we're like, all right, let's check out Tauren and filter from there, because we wanted to start in the same character. We wanted to be the same race, or we wanted to have the same starting zone, so we didn't have to like earn our way to playing with each other. Oh.
Leave your group, join my group. On to my actual.
Because like we wanted to play together, because like we still haven't left our starting zone. Like
no, we're still in starting zone.
Like 5 hours or more in or whatever. So like, it would have really sucked if we weren't characters in the same starting zone. One of us would have had to make the vacation to get here. Which I used to do in the day. Like, I'd make characters with my friends, and I'd be the one. And if I was like the one night elf or the one undead, I'd have to like run all the way to their starting zone to play with them. As a level 1, which means running through like Wasteland or whatever and getting one shot by Crocs. And then respawning and stuff. We've all been there.
I used to get myself killed and book it all the way to the next graveyard.
So we were like, fuck it, we'll go on our own server and make our own guild with socialism and hookers. It's
gross.
Every word I say changes every time I say that.
I thought I did that. Did that not work? Am I a dummy? I am a dummy. We've been playing for 1 hour and 32 minutes.
We've been playing for what?
Oh, I'm sorry, 7 hours.
Yeah, that's this
7
level.
hours.
We've been this
minutes.
level for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So you ready to go back to fighting alphas and prowlers downstairs, so we can finish that quest that we were like halfway through?
Yeah, I guess that's fine.
Yep, we gotta get back to it.
Where are you?
I've been playing with all of my trade skills and stuff like that. These elevators are such a tease. Because I have a bunch of different characters. I have a rogue that's an herbalist an herbalist skinner. The idea was just to mass acquire resources but not actually make anything. Just sell everything constantly, just so I had more stuff to sell after every trip for every quest. On top of the stuff you get from normal grinding.
Yeah.
Then on this character I went leather worker skinning. So I'm actually crafting leather, which is why you're getting all those armor kits and stuff like that. So after playing this character with you, I was like, I regret not having an actual profession on my rogue, because actually old WoW is hard, and so any edge you can get is kind of nice. So I've been leaning towards the idea of actually correctly investing in some of that stuff.
I forgot I sent these ones out.
So this character is a skinner leatherworker. My paladin on the Alliance server is a mining blacksmith. And it's interesting being able to just straight up craft all of your best gear. Like all the best gear in my character is stuff I made half the time.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, huh, that changes things a bit. Get your ass out of that town. We're questing. We're already half an hour late.
I'm getting my bags. I sent myself bags.
Do you remember what level?
Oh yeah, I can also turn into a bear now.
Oh, you have your bear form?
Yeah.
I don't gain I still have my next quest waiting for me when we get to the Barrens. My next shaman quest is waiting at the crossroads. So all the more reason for us to finish this zone. Stringy wolf meat. I will say it's a lot easier to level cooking as a horde.
Is it?
Yeah, and it's easier to level first aid and tailoring as an alliance. You fight so many humans and humanoids as an alliance, or at least as a human. Everyone you fight is human, or gnoll, or kobold, or The other one I
Yeah.
can't think, or the other one, and like as the horde, I'm fighting so many animals, so I get so much like wolf meat and boar meat and so on, whereas my alliance character has like 5 cooking recipes and I can't use any of them. Like I can't actually get the level high enough to do them. And then they're also asshole recipes.
Yeah.
Because like there's the one at Westfall where you have to get 4 different animals parts to do the one cooking recipe. And
Oh, I'm sorry,
means,
Keith. You didn't understand exactly how the world works. So
you have to
these
get
fancy white Europeans in their castles can just pay money in an auction house and get the hard-earned work of a bunch of interesting fellows on the other side of the world in colonies.
it's like you have to get 4 different resources just to do the quest, but then you realize, oh, every time you use that recipe, you need those 4 resources again. So you essentially have to complete that quest every time you want to cook the meal again, which is like, I'm never going to use this recipe. It requires 4 specific animals from this zone specifically, which I'm about to leave, so fuck off. Hey, Ghost Howl's here. Oh, I shouldn't fight Ghost Howl alone. Where are you going, Andrew?
I'm just getting attacked by a thing.
Why are
It's
you?
okay.
Why did you go so far south?
I thought I was following you, honestly.
What? Are you having a stroke? Are you okay?
No,
Do you know how to look at maps? Do you know how to look at maps?
Oh shit! I was following a blue arrow, not the green arrow.
Okay. Oh, you have so many interface elements that you don't know how to read them.
Yeah, I mistakenly was.
Cause like I've been fighting the monsters we were fighting this whole time, and only able to loot half the monsters because you aren't coming.
There you go.
And then you just fucking went. You went nowhere.
I mean, there's
You
a
fool.
tunic now available.
You fool. You fool.
Alright, I'm coming.
Where are these alphas at? I need to kill more alphas.
We kill more alphas.
Yo, where my alphas at? My wolf from alphas.
Oh my god.
Because they're alpha wolves. Which aren't a thing in nature.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
hilarious
It's
to
true.
me. It's hilarious to me that alphas don't even exist in wolves. Okay, you need to get your fucking microwave thing or whatever.
Oh yeah. Come on.
Because like that, I'm just hearing it on loop.
Smack. Smack. Smack.
We're good at Let's Playing. Did I even loot? Oh, I'm a skinner, right. I haven't been skinning any of these creatures. I've made a horrible mistake. I gotta get back in the habit.
Somehow still alive. So that's good. Someone's shouting Shocho is weak, which is kind of toxic behavior.
What's that mean?
I don't know. I'm assuming it means that whoever Shochu is weak. Fucking rude.
I mean, maybe they should do something about that if they're so
I
not
mean,
weak.
I haven't heard any response back from Shochu.
Sounds like they deserve this this criticism then. It's well earned.
There.
What say you, Shochu? Says Lancashire.
I have instigated.
You dying over there? You getting murdered?
No, I'm just getting chased. It's fine. I'm used to it. I'm a very pretty boar. Cow? I don't know what I am.
Or
Whatever.
Lunatic. Just turn around and kill it.
No, we don't need to kill him.
Yes, you do.
What?
It's
I thought we're going after wolves.
It's a flatland prowler. That's the other objective you have.
Oh, fuck. Come back here.
Why don't you know any of your... Why, do your quests not open?
I don't have my... Oh, there it is.
Are you not looking at your quests?
No.
It's like the primary interface element we need.
Sorry, I'm really used to being a hunter. Like, I'm really disoriented right now. I don't know what any of these icons mean, and they're kind of scaring me.
You'd be forgiven for thinking that we played last week.
Look, man, a week is a long time when you are playing a whole other character during that time.
I've been playing a paladin a week.
Like, yes, guys, because we're that fucking cool where we play once a week, but then we spend the entire other rest of the week playing it.
Yeah.
Alone.
Yeah. I'm not in Let's Play mode when I'm playing my paladin. I only play him after midnight. It's always like when I'm completely
fucking paladin a gremlin. Like,
well, it's like when I'm completely done with my entire day of work and anything I'm planning on doing, and then I might play like 1 or 2 hours of a paladin and then go to bed.
Keith after hours.
It's like I'm not used to any. It's weird. I'm not used to having any free time video game time.
Free, yeah, where you can just play video games for fun.
Like it's not like I'm not doing commentary or anything.
Yeah.
Like there was only the like small handful of sessions where there's a relatively small number of times I've played Overwatch without you guys.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
And like that's like one of the only other examples really is like me kind of practicing Overwatch a bit, or just jonesing for more when it's not the weekend and stuff like that. And similarly, it's like I can just kind of spend some time in WoW. A lot of stuff I can't play in my free time because I'd be like spoiling it, and then the blind playthrough's gone.
That is really frustrating.
Whereas WoW, like I did all this fucking 12 ass years ago or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, I did find that frustrating doing Let's Playing, where it was like, man, I just want to fucking play this game. Like, I'm too tired to do commentary, and I just, I'm not in the mood to do it, but I still want to play the fucking game.
That's a weird mistake to make. Someone's saying that they leveled their characters on the wrong server.
You can transfer them over for $10.
You actually might be able to transfer them for free.
You could I don't
why
know.
Is it a new? Wait, why is it opening a new tab? See, I can't. Oh, now I can loot those guys. I see how it is. Are you following me?
Yeah, I'm coming through my macros. I gotta fix some shit.
Definitely think you would check the servers before you committed the time.
I mean, some people commit crimes without doing the time. Ooh, there's my sick command.
Scanning. More wolves. Bring them to me. They must be destroyed.
I need this one and okay, yeah. And charge. This is hunter only. And yeah.
Oh right, I forgot you're in harness mode.
What?
You're like, I don't need armor. I've got a belt on my chest. That's armor.
Oh yeah.
You went to the harness vendor, or the harness quest or something, which is a confusing premise. I don't really get the point, or what it's supposed to accomplish.
Beautiful life. Come to me, child, so I may kill you.
That's a sentence.
Stay, so that I may walk away from you and watch you die from afar.
Man. Smee.
Done.
He did.
Oh yeah, I gotta equip my bolts.
Where are all the wolves?
These are all 6-slot bags. So I have too many 6-slot bags. I need more 8-slot bags, but I can sell 6-slot bags for pretty good. And then
Lightning bolt. Lightning bolt.
wow. Let's beat him to death. Take that,
I never
wolf.
considered just beating him to death. That's a real problem solver.
He doesn't deserve it. What is the... So we only just have kill quests right now.
More or less. There's always the horn of our Oh, that's the giant Kodo, right? Do we need to find?
Yeah,
Which, good luck.
but I've been trying to find him. I haven't seen him.
I wonder if the giant Kodo quest is as annoying as what I did last night. I did the Defias Messenger quest,
Ooh.
which is one in that one west, that like north-south path in Westfall. Randomly, sometimes the Defias Messenger will be wandering it. If somebody else hasn't killed him somewhere else on that path already.
Yeah.
At which point you have to wait for it to respawn, and then wander randomly up into. Ooh, the rake. Ooh, I think that's another one of those hunter pets people like.
What?
The rake.
I want to kill it.
Yeah, maybe he'll give me a quest or something.
Oh yeah, he
Ghost
gave
Howl
us a
did.
quest like last time, huh?
Yeah, I think this might be one of the hunter pets people look for. I don't know. It's familiar. Lion fur armor. That might just be the point, is that it gives you unique leather that's weaker than what I have already. Man, all this loot I'm getting instead of you. I should be an enchanter.
Got a tooth. It's pretty nice.
I guess he just drops like unique armor that's based on him. But I think we both already have better chest pieces already.
Yeah.
So, whoops. He is an elite that's 2 levels lower than us. Or me.
Yeah. It was worth killing.
Kill him to death. Alright, there's no more wolves around here that I can see. And I've already finished the cougar quest.
Me too.
'Cause it's only 4 claws.
Oh no, not the birds.
You've been aggroed.
Oh no, not the prowlers. I'm getting bullied to death.
Oh wow,
Come
you're
on.
taking some damage actually. Gah. Gah.
Ooh.
Don't you resist my stomp. Ooh, a small egg for cooking. Now that I've defeated you, I shall destroy your children.
Oh my god.
It occurred to me the inference, right?
Hmm?
The inference is that we're getting the egg from inside the corpse of the bird.
Yeah.
It's an unlaid egg. Ah,
Yeah.
it's distressing.
I mean, welcome to living
I mean,
in the
I guess
wilderness.
I guess it's not that crazy because every other thing we kill, we're like, and then I took its liver.
Yeah, I mean, half of Irish culture is just like ripping, or Scottish culture is ripping things into.
I just hadn't
like,
fully considered
pieces.
the. Oh, Archaea. We got lucky.
What does that mean?
He's right there.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh, a pattern.
Yeah, for cloth. It's a tailoring item. Yeah, there's Archaea. Let's fuck him up. He's not even an elite.
Burn.
What a loser.
I mean, he's just level 11.
Yeah.
He just has a nice name.
What a loser. I can't wait for when I get my fire totem once we get to the Barrens. I have 4 totem options, but they're all earth, which means I can only place 1. That's just kind of a bummer. Part of the satisfaction of oh, I can't skin it. Did you loot it already?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't loot.
Oh, you
Okay.
can't skin them.
Why can't I loot you? You're a Kodo. Kodo leather is literally one of the things I use for recipes, so I know I can loot Kodo.
Oh
But,
my
but
god.
I just can't. I just can't skin that one.
Maybe
It's
you're not
weird.
high enough level in skinning.
No, there's no you can't skin message either.
Mm.
It's just there's no interaction left.
So we
Blammer.
just need to go turn these quests in.
Well, I still need 3 teeth.
Oh.
12s. Yep. I have not been so lucky. But one of the satisfying things about a shaman is the idea of unlocking like the 4 elements of totems and then being like, and, like they all go down and they're all doing shit around you.
Yeah.
So when you only have 1 totem element, you're like, oh wow, a new option unlocked for my. Still, all I do is go, eh. And that's all I got.
I mean, it's useful.
Yeah. I just want to rain totems. But also the fire one shoots people. so there's reason to want it.
Also murder.
Yeah. Smacky smack.
Smack.
Soon we'll be in the Barrens.
Well, oh yeah.
Yeah. And here comes the police. Or a fire truck or something.
Whoop whoop. I mean, that's
frankly, I'm gonna be
normal
us
evening.
getting to the fucking Barrens is gonna be cathartic. Because we're gonna be in co-op. It's gonna be so easy.
That's
All those fucking Quillbore encampments.
ugh.
There's so many Quillbore encampments they want us to fight, and they're never alone. You can never aggro, like, it's so
Yeah,
hard to
no.
aggro one at a time, which is the only way to kill anything as a rogue. Like, it actually straight up, like, made me give up and switch to my paladin in my free time, was that I was like, I am in pain. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I couldn't fight anything.
Speaking of,
I was losing my
do you
goddamn
have,
mind.
do you have enough?
I have not gotten a single new one.
Oh dang.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Hooray. And Prairie Wolf Alphas. They're 2 levels lower than us, because I guess it's because we get a week of rest, which means we're going to be out-leveling our questing pretty quickly. Which will make this double easy. We'll both be rested, and we'll have 2 of us. But yeah, like, it slowly wore me down until I just didn't want to play the character anymore. Was playing through all of Durotar, and then starting the Barrens, and it's just Quillbore encampment after Quillbore encampment as my troll. And I'm like, these aren't wolves. Oh, you just want the Peace Bloom?
Yeah, I'm just here for the peace.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Going through all that, I was just losing my mind because I'm like, it's so many consecutive hours of just dealing with goddamn Quillbore encampments, and like the higher level they get, the more annoying they get because the Quillbore start using spells and crossbows. I'm like, I can't even pull you now. Like, at least in the early Quillbores, I could throw a knife at them and they'd run to me. But then you
Yeah.
lose that power, and instead they just they aggro on you and they all just start shooting at you with their ranged attacks, which is horrible because that means that other Quillbores will walk around and aggro on that Quillbore that's aggroed on you, and then they'll all start sprinting at you, and I'm like, I can't do this. Leave me alone. I just unlocked dual wielding this level.
Poor fucking.
You don't even
rogues.
And you don't even have Vanish yet, so you can't even, like,
Yeah, I was gonna say, you
escape
don't
it.
even have Vanish. You
Like,
can't just fucking.
Vanish is your, this pull didn't work out. And it's just gone. You just don't have it.
Yep. What is this guy doing?
I don't know, he's just staring at a tree.
Look, you know what? I feel bad for him, so I'm gonna
Just
give
let
him
him enjoy himself. He just likes
A
trees.
more powerful spell is already active? Excuse me?
That's a
Fucking
thing.
you.
That's a thing. Okay, let's not use in-game chat as a way of circumventing the stream chat. I'm reading stream chat.
What?
There's there's somebody who's just like, if I don't respond to their stream chat, they just start messaging me in game now. I'm like, let's not do that.
Yeah, open up your stream chat so I can read what the peeps are
Yeah.
saying.
But as far as specs go, I'm enhancement, which as far as I'm aware is like the only valid choice.
Damn. Okay.
And we're both just melee. We're just both just melee druids, shamans.
Yeah.
We're basically playing the same sub-specialization of the same type of character, which already druid and shaman are already really similar in a lot of ways, especially if we both decide to become melee versions. But it kind of dawned on both of us that like the spellcasting, the offensive spellcasters of both of us are bad, right?
Yeah.
And I think you're supposed to be okay at healing, but I'm not necessarily good at healing or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll probably take more of
I've
a
never-
healing role.
Well, aren't you going feral? But I was just saying, like, if shaman and druid when healing, I don't think I've ever heard anything good about healing shamans being actually like shamans being good at healing necessarily compared to other options.
Yeah, not that I
don't
can
know.
recall.
It kind of dawned on me that just like I'm kind of just used to the idea of shamans being enhancement, where they have an elemental weapon and a bunch of totems that you go blah blah blah, fuck it all up. I still haven't gotten a single fucking prairie alpha tooth.
That's ridiculous.
Somebody kill me, please.
What are we supposed to...
I'm supposed to have teeth.
No, I mean, like, what are we supposed to do at this point? Like, we're running out of...
It's RNG.
We're running out of wolves, man.
Yeah, we just loop around this mesa basically, and we'll always find more wolves.
Fair point.
There's always a bigger wolf. I'm gonna set loot to free for all.
Well, okay.
And then I'll just loot every wolf. 'Cause
Okay.
maybe round robin's reducing our chances. Although it seemed before like it was reserving quest items for like a secondary loot phase.
It's too far away.
Yeah, it did seem like there was, like, a delay
Can't loot that.
to, like, so you could... Damn.
Where the fuck are the wolves? I thought that was our again.
You're like, man,
But it's only
Come for
generic
round two?
Kodo.
maybe want to skin it?
Yeah, why not?
Look at it walking around with a big old dumb face.
Big old
Get
dog
away from
face. Get stunned, loser.
Get stunned, loser.
Eh.
Skin it. Skin it good.
Give me that sweet Kodo leather. Oh, didn't give me a Kodo leather. Just give me light leather.
What the...
I shouldn't be
Oh.
able to get light leather off of a fucking Kodo. It's light. I mean, it's a Kodo. It's specifically not light in its leather. But you get what? Bear form at 10, kitty form at 30, at 20, like maybe like aquatic form or something at 30 or something. I think I get ghost form at like 20. Ghost
form.
wolf. Then I'll be the ghost howl. It was all foreshadowing. Foreshadowing!
Spooky.
There's 2 wolves up here. Maybe some of them have fucking teeth. Mulgore needs
Probably
a dental
not.
plan.
Die, wolf.
At some point you can get like an aquatic form, but I don't remember
You
if
did
that's vanilla or not. Ah, it did give me 1 tooth. And then I forgot to skin him. I'm good at this. A second tooth.
Can't loot that.
We found the zone where the wolves still have teeth. They haven't chewed them all out on trees yet. Or whatever they're doing.
Oh my word. Chewed trees. Yeah, I mean, this kind of makes more sense to just have it free for all if we're doing gathering quests.
Or at least if one of us finishes it.
I mean, even if one of us finishes first, we can still keep killing them.
Yeah.
But then it just means that, like,
It's
you
just that
know,
round robin helps make sure that we're both kind of taking turns getting loot.
oh, look at this pack.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there's a big old matriarch.
We
I
can
think that's where
kill
we're all
their
going.
entire family.
I mean, yeah, we could.
The line ends here.
That would be pretty good.
But yeah, generally I use round robin just to try to make sure that people get the actual equal amounts of loot opportunities in a party. Because otherwise, one of us just gets way more money than the other one. I've also played with a lot of like people that are like way too on all the time when it comes to looting games. Like they're like
Oh, they're like,
wired
click,
and
click,
they're
click,
just
click,
like
click.
aggressively just moving at all times so fast, and I'm like, you just don't get any loot as a result. Like we've all had that Diablo 2 experience of like you can never loot a single thing because the people are just like they're
Yeah.
just full on compulsive. My brother's like that a bit with WoW, where like he has like StarCraft levels of actions per minute while playing WoW. And it's funny because WoW doesn't demand that at all. So like he's just mashing buttons all the time. Like, I
WoW
don't know
does.
what. In WoW,
I feel like
he's just wired, and he's just like, I'm in WoW mode. So he's just like mashing buttons, even if it means like opening his fucking character screen and backpack a lot. Like he just keeps pressing buttons and like strafing back and forth and shit like that. I'm like, what are you doing? I think some people try to psych themselves out. I think like when you see people like when you see people vibrating in Overwatch.
Oh.
And I'm like, that's not strafing. You're not actually making yourself hard to hit, but for some reason they're going. I'm like, why? Like they never stop moving. Like they have to keep their. It's like they have to keep their internal tempo up of always making actions. And even if it makes them
Yeah,
look like
a lot of
lunatic.
professional players do that too. That could also be.
Oh
why.
no! None of the wolves respawned. Oh, do you think they're just mindlessly echoing behaviors they've seen without any of the reason behind it?
No. I'm saying like that professional players do that, which it re-encourages the behavior. Like there's a group that did that, and because pro players do it as well, then it like goes to a next generation of people like, ooh, like that's the way.
You're not supposed to be here, troll mage.
Yeah, what the? Go back to your own hometown.
What the who's-its and how's-its? Although we did see another. Oh, wait, no, that was a Torn, I think.
Yeah, it was a Torn.
Last time.
He belonged.
Because like there was the one lady that was in our party for 30 seconds and then quit.
Yeah, that was also Torn.
Yeah.
One of us.
Commenters were saying that it was because we violated loot etiquette.
What?
Which kind of sounds familiar, so I guess I get it. Like, I guess we were supposed to do /roll for that chest instead of just looting it.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Andrew?
Yeah.
The reason I wasn't making progress on this quest is because the Prairie Alpha Tooths are not a quest item. They're a normal item that's being used by the quest. For example, you just looted one.
Oh.
So if you could just hand that over, then we could be done here. Because I only need one.
Okay. Wait.
Also, you fool, the whole goal was for just to be free for all so that I loot the wolves, and then you looted the wolf.
Wait.
Wait, you don't want to give me 7. Then wait, how many do you have? Do you even have 8 yet?
7. That's 7 of them.
Oh, you need 8.
I have fractured canines. Oh.
For Wildmane Alpha Totem. I mean, Wildmane Totem. Do you have that quest open? Have you been tracking it?
Yeah, it's on the side.
Because you need 8.
Yeah, I need one more. Shit.
You were...
Okay, well,
This whole time you were saying you were done.
I thought I was done.
God damn it! You cannot read your quest log today at all.
No, I can't read
Holy
it.
shit!
I'm distracted because like my top thing keeps telling me to go pick up a quest, and I'm like
Just
I'm
fucking turn
wired
off
to
the-
follow it.
Just
I
turn
need
off
it.
that mod. You don't need it. We're questing together. Like, you don't need a weird mod that's not like, because all you're doing is following me anyway, so it's not like you're following the mod.
That's why
I swear to God.
that's why I'm bothered. 'Cause I'm not following the mod.
This whole time you weren't even done. God damn it.
Well, now maybe I will be.
Hey, you
Congrats.
leveled. Hey, I finished the quest. Now you loot the wolves.
I can't loot them.
Well, yeah, because I just got the tooth off of it.
I
Now we-
can't
now we-
loot them.
Now we need to kill some for you. There's one over here.
Over here, too.
This whole fucking time, you thought you were done.
Oops.
I can't even check with you about your quest progress because you lie.
Nope.
thankfully,
got stringy
the,
wolf
thankfully, the wolves and cats are not allies.
meat. Does not seem that way, no.
So if you aggro a wolf, they don't give a shit.
Sucker, he's on his own. Can I have a
Yeah,
wolf
I forgot to not
kill?
loot it. I didn't get a tooth though.
No, you didn't. I can see what you get, so.
Yeah. It's really funny that this all happened specifically because I was spying on your looting. Because you looted the wolf when I was supposed to, and you got the objective, and then you fucking put it in the trade window. I'm like, wait, that's why are you accidentally putting 7 in my inventory? You don't have them.
Oh no, wait, come
that's
back.
the basis of
furry
this
wolf.
realization.
Don't kill rabbits. That's
Yay!
rude.
Somebody killed a bunch of animals for me to loot.
That was I had that when I was playing
Oops, I just
Hunter.
clicked on it again. I'm an idiot. Hey, you got it.
Yep.
You
thanks.
got the alpha tooth. Now we can go back. All right.
What was it
So
called?
to be clear, Rights of the Earth Mother, Rights of the Earth Mother, Hunter's Way, and Wildmane are all done for you, right?
Hunter's Way, Wildmane, and Earth Mother are complete.
Okay, so we're turning those all in.
Oh, I need. Okay, I
Thunder
also need to
Bluff,
talk to.
Bloodhoof, and Thunder. So 2 of them are in Thunder Bluff. 1 of them's back in Bloodhoof.
Yeah, the Thunder Bluff one I need to go back to because I need to talk to my
Yeah, we'll find the elevator.
druid. I need to talk to my druid.
We also want to do Thunder Bluff first because we could hearth down to Bloodhoof, then walk into Barrens from there.
Yeah, smart thinking.
If we're hopefully done with everything. I don't remember where all the elevators are.
Wait, what level are we? Oh,
12.
12. Yeah, we can
Yeah,
go.
we're up there. I don't see any of the elevators on the map, so I don't actually know
It's gonna be this way.
where the nearest one is. There's one in the bottom left, but that's like the furthest part of the whole town. Whereas there is a second elevator somewhere. I think that might be it around the corner or something.
Yeah, isn't it right? Isn't it right here?
Oh, I think I see it.
Uh,
Under the words Thunder Bluff, it looks like there's a ramp. Earthbind is my slow one, right? Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you're not catching me now. Round robin.
Okay. Yeah, I see what's going on.
What?
Oh my god.
Whoa, that was some server lag. That was weird.
What happened?
I watched you walk directly into this guy and to fight him.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
but then you-
I've been having weird
but then
lag
you-
spikes.
But then on my screen, like he then like fucking came at me like the Flash, like he was just
Yeah.
right up the wall and attacked me. I'm like, what? I was going around you.
Yeah, I've been having
and
weird
like Andrew
stuff
was
like
inside
that
of you.
all day today. Since I've been playing with you, it's always been like, blub, blub, blub. Like you just like will stop or just stop run. You'll just like be frozen in place but running really fast. I'm like, Keith.
Make it. Yeah, the
Oh.
power of jump. Totem.
I don't like totems around here. Get off my map.
One upside of playing a troll rogue is that they have a speed boost racial. Where they go berserk if their health is low, you can use their cooldown to go rapid fire attack. And
Yeah,
you can stack that with slice and dice, and they just go really, really fast. You're like, okay, I like this. Oh, this guy's got a quest.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh, a donation of wool. I do not have 60 wool to give to you.
Be careful.
So,
Oh,
go away.
I do not have anything to give you.
I do not have this resource requested.
Benna's alchemy. Hey lady, can you give me some battles? I need some battles. Hey, yeah, battles.
Honestly,
Does it
I would not be surprised if people were, what do you call it? Like DDoSing Blizzard.
Oh, but why?
Because they're mad at Blizzard. For all of the many
Oh,
crimes.
yeah. I forgot. It's really hard to keep up with all the people that hate every day. Look, man, I've got
It takes
things to
some
do.
mental bandwidth. Especially,
yeah,
I mean, Blizzard single-handedly has such a legacy of reasons that people are mad at them every 3 months. I think people genuinely
very
do
true.
forget the previous reasons because they get distracted by the new ones. It's like it's like how like it's like that thing where people like claim that like Trump intentionally creates like there's the claim that Trump intentionally creates controversies to distract from other things that matter more.
Yeah.
It's like, which I kind of think might be true. That like this big bad important thing that's actually important is happening. So say something offensive on Twitter, quick, and then like everyone's talking about that for like that couple days instead of and like get distracted by like how quietly this bad thing's happening and like this distressing thing is passing legally and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, no, that's it's not a new concept. A lot of it always happens.
Where is my objective?
But
Karen Bloodhoof and Melor Stonehoof.
Melor Stonehoof.
I think Bloodhoof was in the Elder Rise. Or maybe
trying
in
to
the
remember
part towards there. I'm trying to find either of the quest givers to turn them in.
Our meat vendor.
Because Karen was the guy with the cool totem.
Hey, wanna buy
Weapon.
my meat?
Let's see. Ooh, a buckled harness.
There's a bear over there.
And it's 69 armor. Yeah.
Have you found either of the quest turn-ins yet?
I found one. Is
Where?
where I am. It's in the center of town
shit.
or whatever.
This town's so confusing.
Yeah, Thunder Bluff sucks. Or not. I like the other one better in Draenor. Draenor's Thunder Bluff is a lot nicer. Because it's just one really big tree. And then you take the elevator down the tree. Or take the elevator up. And it's easy.
The only
like that.
towns, I think the only towns I really memorized are Stormwind and Ironforge.
$34.
And that's because I was an Alliance kid. And no one
wanna
goes to
go,
Darnassus. That's
I'm
why
an
they burned
Alliance
it down.
Oh my god.
They burned it down because it didn't matter because no one fucking goes there. Darnassus was garbage anyway. It wasn't even a good town. It was just a fucking open field.
I mean, come on now.
It was an open field with some ruins in it and a lot of rivers in the way, and you had to find shit, and no one ever went there.
It tried.
I wouldn't be surprised if fucking Draenor or whatever it was called was more popular. The Draenei capital, whatever it's called. That was probably more popular already than Darnassus ever was.
No.
But really, just everyone goes to Stormwind and Ironforge.
Yes. Yeah.
Alright, so now we need to find fucking Malor Stonehoof. And I don't know where he is either. So that's great.
Yeah, I need to go. I also still
Oh,
need to talk
he's on
to
Hunter's
my,
Rise.
my person.
Oh, Hunter's Rise is... Fuck, it's all the way back there. Hunter's Rise is the southern
Oh.
island.
This other. Oh, God.
It's so spread out. And it's all split up by this weird three-way fucking center totem thing. Oh, soon we'll never have to come here again except for when I need to do Shaman Quest, probably.
I mean, nah.
Nah. Even then,
Nah,
Shaman stuff's probably all on Spirit Rise, so it's probably easy to find.
God, you know what? The one thing that they never changed...
Undercity is easier to navigate than fucking Thunderbluff.
What? Undercity is nothing. Undercity is like a
easy.
circular castle.
I don't know why it has any reputation for being a bad town. It's so much easier to navigate than fucking Thunderbluff.
Dude, it's just like a fucking Mass Effect. It's like the Citadel. It's just a giant donut you go in. It's perfect. I love it.
It's all nicely
better-
labeled and stuff.
It's also better than fucking, what's it called? What the hell's that one?
I remember it having a reputation for being hard to navigate like a decade ago, and I was like, even back then, I was like, I don't get it. I'm just...
Yeah.
I guess
So
I guess I'm gonna hearth back to, Oh, wait.
Hunter trainer, warrior trainer.
Wait. I shouldn't hearth yet. Because I think I just leveled... I think I did just level up to 12 this session, which means I need to go find the Shaman Trainer first.
Well met.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to my trainer.
Shaman Trainer.
Go in peace.
All the way up in Spirit Rise, that's what I thought. It's gonna take a bit. That's the downside of Tauren, is that they feel slower, even though they're not. Because everyone moves the same speed, which means that fucking gnomes feel like Speed Racer, and Taurens feel like they're taking all the time in the world. Oh, the game does feel faster when you zoom in, and slower when you zoom out, because that's part of the trick. That's part of the trick of it all.
This actually kind of feels a nice pace. I can I can just relax and experience.
I rotated my camera to look at my face while I was running. That is that ring is bouncing a lot in my nose. I think that'd get uncomfortable how much bouncing it does.
Yeah, mine's doing that too, and it's
like
kinda freaking me
it
out.
really does. It goes up like to the point where it's higher than the rest of my face, and it's like, he's got to be feeling that movement at all times, unless he's just calloused all to hell.
Oh, just a very like crusty, dry blood nose.
It's like you think he'd be
I don't know,
sneezing
man.
with. It's like in his nose.
No,
I don't know how nose piercings work, but even among nose piercings, I don't know anyone with a nose piercing like this.
Yeah,
Oh
no.
god,
yeah.
I had 4 things to learn.
God, I had to have knowledge.
Yep.
Your
Healing
cooking
wave rank
skills
3.
increased to 25. Huh. Cool. I'm gonna
that-
be a professional cook. Sell all my
I just
meats at the
had to do a
auction
whole
house.
quest chain to learn the res spell as my paladin.
Yeah.
As a shaman, they just nonchalantly throw it at you at level 14. There's like, here you go. You have it now. So I can res now. So there's that.
Oh, that's super handy.
And I have purge, which gets rid of a negative effect.
And also keeps your
And
waist very
also-
thin.
I was also evidently just wrong about something.
About what?
I learned Fire Nova Totem. Even though I don't think I have a Fire Totem yet.
Oh, that's good.
Oh yeah, yeah. It says Tools Fire Totem. I think it's because the quest is in the Barrens, so they're expecting me to, because of the level I am, they're expecting me to already have my Fire Totem.
Dang.
But I don't. I need to go get my Fire Totem. All right, now I'm gonna hearth back to Bloodhoof,
Where is?
because that's where my Alpha Totem quest is.
Why can I not find?
Are you looking for your Druid trainer?
Yeah.
What, did you not ask where they were?
Forgot to ask. Where's this?
Your Druid trainer is in the Elder Rise.
Can you tell me a profession or not a profession trainer?
Yeah, it's in the Elder Rise. You have to go all the way to the Elder Rise, the other island. You didn't ask them. You just followed me. But we're different
Why-
classes, you
I would
fool.
assume
You fool,
that-
we're different.
what?
Fool.
We both do spirit magic.
Fool.
Fucking get out of
Fool.
here. Fucking what? Why am I on the stupid
Most
elder rise?
Tauren are like a spiritual something.
I'm all spiritually slap somebody. What the fuck? I don't want to walk all the way over. Ugh. When do we get mounts?
In 30 levels.
Joke's on you. We don't.
But we both get a speed boosted form in 10 levels. 6 levels. Or 8 levels. We're level 12. I thought we were 14 for some reason for a minute there.
That'd be nice.
So in 8 levels, you'll have cat and I'll have wolf. So we'll move a bit faster. But yeah, we don't get our mounts to level 40, which will be approximately 6 months from now.
Ugh. Well, I think once we get out of here, we'll be a lot faster.
It's the original WoW experience.
feel
Hashtag no
short.
changes. You feel short?
Yeah,
Like
I don't know.
physically
I guess-
short?
Yeah, I guess because I'm in first person. I guess all the buildings are so big
Because they're
that it
built
does
for
make
us.
me feel. Yeah, no, I mean like I'm in a tent that's literally like 3 stories tall. That's unnecessary. Like, how do you even make the leather walls for this? It makes 0 sense. I'm very confused.
I'm gonna
but
give up
it's
on first
okay.
aid. Throw that away.
Thank you.
That's not worth leveling. I only wanted to level first aid because I thought the stuff you were transforming
What
all of the
brings
items
you
into would be worth more than the original cloth and wool, and it's not.
Tell me I
So I'm like, well, fuck off, first aid. I'm done with you. That was your only value, was to trick to make some more money,
Special?
and you failed me.
Teach me your
failed
ways, old
me.
man.
Old man. Ooh, improved pants.
Pants now improved.
Pants of 4 agility.
Hey,
And now to sell all of this meat because I don't want it.
why
I
can't
cook a bunch
do
of meat and I just throw it away. 'Cause I only want
Use
the I only want the
centurion-
meat if it has
Wait, use the-
stats.
Eternal sun.
All these garbage things you can cook, I'm only cooking to level my cooking so that I can then get the cooking that actually has goddamn stat bonuses, which is the whole point. Yeah, boiled clams and coyote steak.
Oh, I need to go.
They're giving me those Barons recipes
Oh boy.
by giving me fucking like coyote
Where'd
steak.
you wait? Where are you at?
I hearthed down to Bloodhoof, like I said. Because I figure why walk all the way down here.
Yeah.
So then we
you
have
had-
then we here we can turn in the Prairie Alpha quest, and then walk to Barrens
Yep.
because we should be done here. Then we'll walk all the way to the Crossroad, and that'll be our new home for the next 2 months of this series, probably.
Exciting.
It's a very useful Hearthstone location to have. Look how big that Kodo thing is right there. I just noticed that.
I've been
Yeah.
I don't know if
huge
I've ever.
Kodo head.
I honestly don't know if I've ever noticed that before.
I think it's
No.
what?
No. Our objective is to go back to Thunder Bluff.
Nice.
Time to go back because we gotta cleanse the fucking well again. There's been a distinct lack of boss fights, hasn't there?
Yeah, we haven't really done nothing.
Like when you play as when you play as Alliance, you have Hogger and Princess in the first zone for humans, and for us, we have
What the hell is this?
kill the Cougars and Wolves, then kill the second level of Cougars and Wolves, then kill the third level of Cougars and Wolves. Then we have cleanse the first well, then cleanse the second well, then cleanse the third well. So like they just kind of did everything 3 times, sort more or less. It's a little weird.
Does that work?
Does what work?
This macro that I have.
I'm about to leave your ass behind if I keep going with like this. Oh, you're not in follow. Never mind.
No.
I thought you were in follow, so I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna like break the follow if I keep going.
Nope.
Instead, I just waited for no reason.
I'm a dummy.
For no reason. So despite my best intentions, we're gonna have to walk all the way back and then all the way back up again.
It's pretty neat that I didn't know that you can do that. I am 6.7 bars into level 12. 13.3 bars left.
If you did the job properly, you wouldn't have to cleanse it 3 times. Joke's on you. It's 3 different wells. There's the southern one, the middle one, the top one. They're all different wells we're cleansing. You fool.
Joke's on you. We're actually good people. We're cleansing multiple wells in your face.
You have to run. You have to fight a bunch of dudes over there and then cleanse that. Oh no! Oh fuck! It's 4 wells.
Yeah.
Because there was the well in the starting zone. Because
there's like 4 cardinal directions.
Because all this they're not cardinal directions. They're all in a line basically across the map.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
They were really lazy with the Torrent starting area.
Look, I guarantee you, Thunderbluff was built,
You do
and
like
then someone
2 quests.
Then someone
in
Thunderbluff
4
was
tiers.
Thunderbluff was just built, and some guy comes sliding in like Tom Cruise in that airplane movie, and he goes, "Hey, Thunderbluff comes out in a week, or World of Warcraft comes out in a week," and they were like, "Oh, and then they made this zone in a week, and that was it. The end. That was what was that's what happened. 100% truth.
Boing, boing.
Most of WoW
boing,
was
boing,
most of the
boing.
Horde was like that apparently.
Do I prefer regular or classic, current or classic WoW?
You mean classic or retail?
Oh no, I thought we were going a different direction. I took the longest path around Thunderbluff just now. God damn it. I pretty much, I mean, in the many playthroughs I've done of retail WoW, I constantly just complain that it's not classic WoW.
That is true. He does do that all the time.
It's just because as a casual player these days, my primary experience with WoW is questing, right?
Yeah.
And in modern WoW, questing is bad. Like if you make a new level 1 character from scratch and go questing, it's bad. Because like it was especially bad until recently, because they made Scaling World recently, right? Where they took the Guild Wars scaling mechanic and applied it to the game.
Yes, finally.
Before that was in the game, classic WoW, modern WoW was embarrassing if you made a new character and actually tried to play like the vanilla content. By which I mean the Cataclysm content, because it was all replaced in Cataclysm.
Cataclysm basically broke. It basically broke starting from 0.
What happened is they kept making the entire game easier over and over and over again to make it so you get to the highest level faster, basically.
Yeah.
And they kept doing that over the course of so many expansions to the point where, like, if you made a new character, that guy's still staring at the tree.
Good for him.
If you make a new character, every mob like dies in a couple hits, and like you don't really try against anything. And then you level so fast that every zone you out-level it after doing only a handful of quests. So the idea of even completing a zone or doing the quest chains is irrelevant, because like the basic difficulty curve / leveling curve that every zone's designed for doesn't work anymore. And because that's the only version of the game you're allowed to play, you just can't play any zone as intended anymore. Like they literally broke every zone's leveling curve permanently. And there's no way to play it in a different way. And they are
not happy about the cleansing.
The only thing that kind of fixed it was what they did recently by adding the Scaling World. But even that's kind of weird, because like now you're a weird tourist that just kind of plays. You can piecemeal play any random chunk of WoW that you feel like, because you still level way too fast.
I'm.
Oh god. Live
myself. Can I cast this on myself? Oh, regrowth
You're
takes
alive.
time.
You're alive. It's like
Yeah, I'll be
when,
fine.
when you're playing Scaling World, all the levels, you still level way too fast. So you kind of just randomly pick whatever zones you feel like completing because they'll level with you. So like when I was playing with Nick and Marty, we were in tourist mode. We were just like, what zone do you want to play next? Oh, I want to go over here, and then we just kind of would go wherever.
Oh, I gotta do the. Hold on, I gotta.
Because the whole
Did I?
premise of like, play this zone from level 1 through 12, and now you're the level to get to Westfall. So now do the Westfall quests. And now you're just getting on the curve of the level for how you can handle like Darkshire or Red Ridge quests. And like, you know, the idea that there's a structure or an order to anything just doesn't exist anymore in Scaling World. So while at least everything scales to you to try to be relevant, the structure just doesn't exist. Like the
Yeah, you
world,
can just.
the world and all of its quests just doesn't have any structure, and that's like
Yeah,
not
it just,
great.
No, it feels just like a playground, like you said.
Yeah.
It's just like you're there having fun.
And even with the scaling, nothing's hard ever. So like the entire process of making a new character and leveling to like 80 or 90 or whatever is just, it's just a mind-numbing like mindless grind where you don't ever have to try at all. You just kind of bulldoze through all the content because it's just so easy now. Like I was really taken aback like when I was playing the very first WoW series I did. I was playing as a rogue, which is my most familiar class. So I'm like expecting to have to do all the stuff where it's like, oh, I'm gonna have like a stamina my energy meter where I have to carefully meter out like what all the values are of my attacks and how much stamina how much energy they take, and like which attacks generate how many combo points, and like the process of like fighting an enemy as a rogue is like this big dance of like combo points and stuns where like you open with like a cheap shot, and then like you can, as you auto attack them down while the cheap shot's happening, you can cycle around to like gouge them, and then between the cheap shot and the gouge you now have enough combo points to get a decent like kidney shot finisher to keep them stunned even longer. And like it's kind of a whole dance of like how to keep this enemy controlled, because if you're playing a rogue, a lot of these enemies can kill you pretty easily. And then playing a rogue of the WoW of like two or three expansions ago, which is when I first came back, I would just Sinister Strike spam everything and they would all just die because nothing could hurt me and everything died in 3 hits. And one of my finishers was a heal, Resuscitate. They gave me.
Wait, do we need to go to Thunderbluff?
We're turning in the Cleansing Totem quest that we got, so we're turned to Mole Thunder. We should be going right back to the guy that just sent us there. I think the guy who sent us on all these quests is the one in Bloodhoof.
Ah, okay.
That one guy that's standing out by like in the middle of the field or whatever.
Yeah.
By like, there's like a fence around him or something, or like, I don't know. He's not, I don't remember. We talked to him, I think it's the same guy we just turned in the previous quest. Where we had the teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're just going right back to him.
He's in front of the Komodo or whatever.
But like I was really amazed by how no enemy would threaten me as my Worgen rogue. Like I just didn't have to try ever. And then like around the time I got to like Wetlands, I unlocked the finisher Resuscitate, which was new for me, which was they added a finisher for rogues that heals them.
Oh yeah, so then
like rogues have a heal, and I'm like, what the fuck? That's like such a fundamental thing about rogues in my brain, is that they don't have any health regeneration of any form. Like you're just like, you start with a health pool and you have to make the fight end before it empties, basically.
Yeah, it was a survival game. Like
Yeah.
Rogue was a hard class because
But the final nail in the coffin for difficulty for me was when we got to Burning Crusade area. We started playing in the Outland, and then I unlocked the talent where my ambush teleported.
Oh.
I think it was Shadow Step or something, was like, now your ambush teleports to your target.
Yeah.
And I already had so much crit and other stuff to like, even though I was fighting enemies that were my level or higher, I could kill them in 1 hit. I would just go into stealth mode and teleport to them and instantly kill them, even though they were my level or higher. And so you literally aren't fighting things. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Because like all my biggest memories of like really hitting my stride was me playing Burning Crusade when it was new, and like actually having to survive out in those fields and so on as my rogue, and like playing as my worgen. I was like, I'm just one-shotting every enemy. None of like, it's just like, it's not a matter of like, oh wow, there's so many options. Like now you can just matchmake into dungeons, or now you can just level this way. It's like, no, there was like there's no intended use case for the primary content of the game where it was playable and made sense as a thing you would play. Like it was clearly broken, and like it's like the fucking human tail. Like it was just this like relic of the past that serves no function anymore, and you can kind of see the skeletal suggestion of its previous existence, and that's it. Like it's like you couldn't play it as intended at all anymore. They broke it unrecognizably for everybody, forever. And I think that's part of the demand for classic WoW, is the fact that like the leveling experience is so dumb in modern WoW now. It's weird because like you think they could just keep adding content and without fucking up the existing content, but they somehow managed to permanently fuck up all the existing content, and that's just kind of a bummer.
I mean, yeah, I think that was kind of the weird, I guess, appeal, is that every time you came back to WoW, it was something new.
Going.
'Cause, like for me, it's like if they want to add the option to like go do the entire leveling curve purely by matchmaking into dungeons, fine, that's fine. But like neutering the other option so that's just garbage now is just a really weird choice.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
And for me, like I'm not a hardcore WoW player, so like I never reach like the level where I'm like, I'm in the proper end game and I'm in my raiding guild and everything. So like I never get to experience the part of the game where you ever have to think or try. The most I could ever really do was the most engaging thing I could do in modern WoW is that when a new expansion comes out, I can level boost a new character directly to max level and try out the new expansion. And
That's
then
nice.
I'm just like, because I'm like fucking in the deep end as a class I've never played before. Like that's the most challenging thing that WoW can do for me right now. Like I had a decent amount of fun when I level boosted a Draenei priest. And so I had to learn priest. I'd never played, like, my highest level priest ever, I think, had been like a level 6. Like, I never made it anywhere with it, so I fundamentally didn't understand how the class worked. And I had 20 buttons and shit. So, based on that, I had suddenly had an engaging thing to do. But even then, like, even when you're in the current expansion, most of the combat's pretty easy. It's pretty much when you get to... It's when you do a dungeon that it gets engaging again. And I had fun with that. When I played the, not Battle for Azeroth, it's like the previous expansion, I think.
not Warlords of Draenor, it was
I can't remember them anymore.
Legion.
Legion, yeah. Where they added the Demon Hunter, I think.
Yeah, Demon Hunter class.
Yeah.
That's when they introduced the
Yeah,
your weapon levels up now. You're like, oh god.
Oh yeah. Yeah, when I played my boosted Draenei priest in Legion, whenever we did a dungeon, suddenly the game was engaging again because I was like I had to play my class correctly, and the skills were mattering. And I was like,
that's how I felt.
And I was trying
raids.
each one out. Like I was trying, let's try Holy Priest, let's try Discipline Priest. I'm like, I heal by attacking like fucking Brigitte from Overwatch. Okay, like that was a fun little learning curve. But like, all the content should be good, not just some of it. Like at this point, they might as well make it so that you can skip to the modern expansion with every character you ever make. Like there's no currency for it. I thought
they have that.
I think you get one every expansion.
Yeah, you do get one.
I think
every
you just get one
which
boost.
Which is nice.
Hello,
It means you.
Druid, please don't attack us, Druid. Oh wait, Barons is also friendly, so they can't. They should make it so that every single character you ever make can be boosted to the current expansion, because the existing content just isn't it just isn't good. Like, until the current expansion, basically. Like, all of the old stuff from 10 years ago, it's not good because it's old. It's not, I mean, it's not that it's not good because it's old. It's that it's not good because they didn't bother, they just didn't keep it balanced. And, like, RPGs have a really specific balance curve where the combat's interesting, and if you fuck up the numbers, then all that content's a wash, either because it's unplayably hard or because it's, like, incredibly boringly easy. You ready for that Tauren advantage?
Yeah.
We start off with the Camp Tarahe waypoint because we come here first. We don't have a reason to be here long term because they're just gonna send us to Crossroads. But hey, later on, whenever we want to come to Southern Barrens, we can just fly straight here instead of discovering it later.
Did you pick up this guy's quest?
Yeah, that guy. I didn't read it. Oh yeah, he's just telling it. So we have now. I have 3 quests telling me to go to the Crossroads. Because there's the one from Mulgore, the one from him, and the one from Shaman.
Someone keeps telling me to go pick up a sacred burial, which is bothering me. Oh well. Click and click and click and click and done.
And yeah, chat. There's a vague plan to maybe start a guild on the server.
Possibly. That'd be cool.
It's hard to say how much it'll amount to, because it's hard to say how many people will feel like joining in on any of this stuff. But they're welcome to. But I think the current plan is just to play co-op for dungeons. Because like as we level up, we'll probably do each dungeon once along the way. And then whatever people in the audience happen to be in the correct level range and online could like try to fill out the party instead of playing with randoms. And
I like the
in a
randoms.
perfect, ridiculous world, we hit fucking endgame and we have a guild and everything, and we do the raids, which, sounds really stressful. And I don't know if we'll reach endgame. That's a long road to go down.
That is a very
leveling
long
our
road
characters that long on a weekly, via a weekly WoW recording session. I don't know how likely that is going to be.
That is slightly crazy.
Because we only play for a few hours a week in this particular game, so I don't know if that'll happen, but it'll be interesting.
Someday.
I love the chat happening right now. We should all boycott Blizzard and quit the game. You first.
Oh, what? Oh.
That's a pretty good response. I thought I might hear more controversy in chat when I'm playing Blizzard games, but anyone who cares enough to not be playing these games is not here. So
Yeah, right?
like that's like the first reference to the idea of boycott I've seen in game in like the last week.
Can someone help me kill Kromzar? What a sad plea.
I'm just letting the whole thing kind of blow over for a bit. So I'm just backlogging the videos for now, and I'll upload them when things are more chill. Cause like that's the inherent thing about this is like realistically, we're not all expected to like swear off Blizzard for like forever. Like everyone thinks of the boycott premise as being temporary. Oh, he's turning. Okay.
What the?
Yeah, you don't want to fuck with that. The coal car that have like hyena escorts. You do not want to aggro that shit.
Oh my god. That was dangerous. I wanted none of that business. Yeah, trying to think. I don't know. There's a lot of things about the whole WoW Blizzard controversy that, like you said, is just kind of just a standard. It's not
It's Blizzard did a very standard capitalism.
Yeah, no, I mean,
They did a very normal, boring thing
what they did,
I'm
folks,
still like
is
not
called
happy with it.
business.
I'm super
Like-
not happy with it. Like, it sucks. But at the same time, when you have a company that's depending on its income from China, and China sucks the way it does, and at any moment will just be like, they just cut entire people or companies off from their entire population whenever they feel like, basically. And
Yeah.
so if you're trying to make that money, then yeah, you unfortunately are now trapped with certain behavior patterns that you can't not do. And it sucks.
Yeah, I mean, and there is a chunk of their company that is owned by a Chinese company.
Yeah, it's like 5%.
Yeah, and I mean, so you don't want. I mean, 5% is it, depending on how much they.
I mean, a
give
much
in
bigger
to
thing
the
would
company.
be a much bigger thing is the number of people they'd have to fire if they, or at least I would figure they'd probably have to fire if they lost China.
Yeah.
So that's-
yeah, I mean that's a whole division of Blizzard.
That's kind of the thing where I'm just kind of like, with like the idea of a boycott. I get that a lot of people yelling on Twitter can get some results as far as like what has already happened, which is that they rolled back some but not all of the punishment.
We shall
They-
It's like instead of being
Man.
banned for a year, the guy's banned for like half a year, and he's getting his
Here's
prize
the-
money and stuff like that,
So here's the thing.
which is at least
I hate
an improvement.
this because there's a lot of things that happen.
Remember to set
I
your
witnessed
hearth.
it. I witnessed this very, very quickly firsthand, where it's there when things are said or actions are taken, specifically in nature like this. When this happened, it wasn't immediate.
I have just a thing for you.
Like they didn't just like like it wasn't he said this thing and then 30 seconds after that happened, the Twitter Blizzard account made that post about it.
Oh yeah, they like
Strength.
carefully formulated what their plan was for like days or like a
Oh
week
yeah, and
before
they
they
knew
even said a single thing.
they basically said, here's the limit we can go. We're willing to reinstate him. We're willing to do all these things, but only if we have to go to that point. These are bargaining chips we're going to give ourselves. And they discussed this as a contract with the company
They also might have been interacting with some element of China, honestly.
What do you need?
oh,
to, like,
yeah, I mean,
to
absolutely.
come up with like what they realistically like what would be valid or not without crossing lines back into like getting cut off, like the
Yeah.
rockets.
No, I imagine they immediately
'Cause, like,
they probably
in the-
contacted
'cause, like,
Blizzard
like,
of China and were like, okay, look, get us a contact with the government, see like what is the limit,
'cause, like in the NBA, like the rockets are just cut off from China. Like that one tweet happened from one of the representatives, and now China just doesn't allow the rockets from the NBA. They just
You know what?
Like,
you
that's
know what
it.
cracks me up?
like the rockets
You know
is fucked immediately.
You know what fucking kills me though is like it shows China is a country that
Go.
China's
so many
a
quests.
country that has so much power because everyone's so fucking lazy. Like if we all just literally said, you know what, fuck it, China, no more. China would crumble under its own weight, die immediately. It would go back into an economic chaos.
Yeah,
It
and,
was
and
literally-
if we all bound together, we'd also be able to fight global warming.
No, I don't. I'm not even speaking childishly. I'm saying you can literally put 100% embargo
Well, I'm just saying, like, there's a lot
on
of
China.
There's a lot of things that could change if people cooperated and actually cared
Well,
about making
yeah.
the world better.
But
that's
I meant
not
I'm
how,
just talking about even
that-
Western.
That's
like
literally directly counter to the incentive structures of capitalism.
Speak.
not necessarily. I mean that does happen.
It happens in some of the gross situations like I just said harpies because it was on the screen. God damn it.
Jeez.
It happens in the cases of like when cable companies and internet companies decide to just carve up the country so they don't compete with each other, which is
Yeah.
one of the grosser elements of cooperation.
Is it because politicians have been doing that for a long time too?
These are all bad things.
I mean, it's,
Turns out
but that's
multiple
the thing,
things
is,
can be
like,
bad at the same time, Andrew.
I'm just saying that the inherent nature of like
Be careful.
like I'm talking about with the Blizzard controversy, everything is built on deception. Like it's not built there's no like earnest honesty. Someone is getting screwed royally whenever something is made. Whenever a decision is made. And it's like it just You have to wait until it falls onto your lap, till you're the one getting screwed over. That's it. It's not fun. It's nihilistic as shit, but like, kind of real. That's what's fun. Wait, where the fuck are you going? Where do you?
It's time to do quests.
Which quest are you going?
The plane striders and raptors are just in every direction at all times, and up
Okay.
north is where the razormane are. So we're headed towards the Quillborg people
All right.
and their
Oh,
tentacle
boy.
camps. We gotta go fuck those dudes up. Oh right, I never found my quest. Wait, where is my guy for shaman? Small dwelling north of the crossroads. Okay, so I gotta look out for that. So somewhere north of the crossroads, I'll find my shaman person. That might be it might be that building over there on the left, actually. But yeah, over on the right are the
The hut?
tentacly evil things. Yeah, it might be them.
The death rees.
But yeah,
Yep,
one
there it
of the inherent issues is just that like the decision was already made for a lot of these companies to tie their financial well-being to China. And so now, like, there's significant consequences to ever doing anything that pisses off China. And that's
I
just
mean, yeah.
their financial reality, a lot of these companies.
It's the idea of like that's what you get for. I mean,
And
This is what you get for
they largely
backing up-
show again and again that they're not interested in taking any kind of hit for the greater good or anything like that.
no, a company will never ever put the greater good as its primary objective. It's
Yep.
profit. It's what is it? Profit.
And there's plenty of other
Uh,
darker elements to this too.
What's it
Like
called?
like the WWE is really, really creepily snug with the
With Saudi?
royal family.
Yep.
And Blizzard Games censor all of
And-
their LGBT elements in South Korea.
Yep.
All those things just don't
also-
exist all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean, NFL for a while was building stadiums using public funds, but then charging people entry into the things
This
that they
is
literally paid
This is a
to
nowhere
make
place.
exist.
This place is
So-
nothing.
It's yeah, there's a lot of unfun elements in all the things that people like the most because that's the only way those can even
Yep.
exist.
And we've also spent most of the this time with the technological growth of like smartphones and video game consoles and computers and everything taking off in the United States and everywhere, while being well aware of the fact that they're all made in horribly abusive factories where people try to commit suicide because their conditions are so bad.
But you know what?
And then we
I
just
don't
kept
feel
buying smartphones and video games.
Look, I don't have to deal with any of that problem. I just have to pay $1,000 to a person and I get a really cool phone. I don't have to go through any of that suffering. So, Does it make me a bad person? By association, but I'm not objectively evil.
It's one of those things when people call for a boycott or for you to do this or that for this reason. How could you support that company right now in this condition? And I'm like, I passively support so many atrocities every day that I don't even know about. Like there's
I'm a
like
U.S. citizen.
there's
I'm
like
basically
10
like
that I kind of know about, but like I'm well aware of like the fact that like so many of those things. So many of those elements that I do know about go without saying, and without anyone mentioning them or bringing them up ever, that like I assume tons of people don't know about those things most of the time, which just means there's 100 other ones I don't know about. Every single thing you buy is unethical and horrible, and all video games are made under crunch, and every single person who's ever made a video game anymore is like hates video games as an industry. Like all the joy has been wrung out of them because they're like they can't even go home to their families anymore because if they ever stop crunching, then they get fired, and this is their dream job, right? 100 other people would be happy to replace them the moment that they get tired of it.
And
'cause
let me tell
video
you
games
how
are supposed to
many
be a
of-
fun job. So you're working your joyous hobby thing. So like that means you're willing to go forever, right? And like there's just
And let me tell you how many
Every
people in
aspect of
India
society
are
is awful.
waiting to take your jobs. Real quick. Just don't even care. Crunch time, probably better than where they live right now.
Even with me, like I have like a really neat kind of job to have, but it comes with a background darkness that's the same kind of questionable thing as like Uber drivers and stuff like that, where it's like you're not an employee though. Like that whole background darkness of like at any moment they can phase you out or like make an algorithmic change or at the very least, even if I have perfect job security, nothing ever goes wrong in my entire life, I still don't get like bonuses or like what do you call them, benefits. Like I don't.
Yeah, you don't get health benefits.
I'm not a real
you don't
employee, so I don't get like.
Yeah.
They like I don't have the thing most people have where like their job. Oh, here's a guy. Where their job files their taxes basically, and then they just do a tax return event basically to see if they got anything back.
Yeah.
I don't have health benefits or dental or anything like that. Like I have to pay for everything myself while being taxed more because I'm self-employed. And I pay quarterly taxes.
That's fun.
I pay taxes 4 times a year. Which is a concept some people don't even know is a thing.
No, yeah, most people don't. But that's, I mean, most people will never be, what's the word I'm looking for? Contractors,
Yeah.
basically.
So I'm in a weird situation, just like how Uber drivers are and a lot of other people, where like my entire job is tied to a specific company, but I'm not an employee. Which is a weird thing.
The company can just say bye-bye to you. Yeah, there's not really, I feel like that's on purpose though. I do start seeing a lot more of these, hey, what if we just throw money at people but don't actually obligate to do it consistently? Like,
well,
and
a
people,
lot of the modern world is tech guys making massive changes to society via apps and websites while not necessarily thinking of any of the ramifications till it's too late.
I mean, there's never a too late. You're
Because
either,
like the creation of Lyft and Uber transformed society in a certain way. Like,
they?
Yeah. Like ride sharing and those kinds of things like fundamentally changed how people get around and how a lot of people's livelihoods work. In like not in like a fun, not like a wow, it's like before and after the fucking apocalypse. Like not something absurd, but like in a way similar
okay.
like Facebook. Like Facebook had a huge impact on society before and after existing, and also smartphones. Like these are all incremental changes that are really big, but like specifically,
I guess
in the case of like Facebook and Lyft and so on, is that these are done in ways that don't necessarily think about the wider ramifications of how they work, and there's not really any particular like loyalty to the people involved. So like Facebook doesn't really care about how it's affecting the people that it affects. So like now a decade after its original incarnation,
you should probably wait for your monitor to come back.
Yeah. Now, like a decade after the origins of Facebook, we're dealing with the ramifications of like, oh wow, this website really did like, it kind of decided who's president. Like that's not,
and not in a good, and not for the benefit of society.
That's not a ramification that like Zuckerberg was considering when he made his like hot or not college dating website basically in the first place, but it just spirals out of control until it's like literally shaping United States politics and is the way that information is processed.
That was a Black Mirror episode.
And like Lyft is doing massive things too. And also there's the background threat of like I think both Lyft and Uber are trying to automate all of their cars anyway, which means that the entirety of their workforce, aside from the people working on the app side of things, will be phased out anyway.
Yeah,
like those kinds of elements.
I'm not surprised, and I'm also kind of for that. I'm for anything that removes people from working.
I'm in favor of I'm in favor of that in concept.
Nope.
In the world where the world's smart enough to realize that's a good thing. In the Star Trek utopia where we're not idiots.
No, I want the one where we are idiots, and then
eventually enough things will be automated that we're gonna have to fundamentally restructure our society when we realize that like eventually you'll have a situation where like having a job just can't be mandatory because there aren't enough of them.
Well, also
Because in modern society,
there's nothing.
you're not worth having a house or being able to eat or having any rights if you can't make money. Like if you can't
Yeah.
make money, you don't deserve to be a person. Is basically how
That's
society
the-
works. But
that's
like
the point,
we do
yeah.
that while being aware of the fact that like on a fundamental level, like jobs are being phased out on a huge scale while population goes up.
I mean,
Because we keep
yeah.
because like bizarrely automation is a bad thing, which is weird.
Not surprising.
really-
I mean,
it's
automation because
It's
remember,
super weird that society. It's super weird that automation's a bad thing.
well, it's only bad because the way
yeah,
we
well,
structure
no,
society.
yeah, we're on the same level. Like I get it. Like it's
Yeah.
because we're idiots.
Yeah,
It's because
I mean,
you're only allowed to function if you have a job. So automation is bad because it reduces jobs, even though automation's good because it massively increases all of our ability to accomplish things as a race, and
It sounds-
create goods. Like it's
It
similar
might-
like how
yeah.
like there's like what are the numbers? It's like 500,000 homeless people in America, but 8 million empty houses, like something stupid
Yeah.
like that. Like it's always that stuff. It's like we're stupid. So like when we have a surplus where everyone can be happy, we make rules that make it so people can't be for fun,
Yeah.
essentially.
it's it's funny too because I would almost say that there's that a lot of that stuff is scientific advancement. You know, like or I guess not scientific, but there is advancement to society, and those advancements are kind of like technically our evolution.
Chad,
So-
Idiocracy is not a fucking documentary.
Oh my god,
I'm so
Idiocracy
tired
is,
of people worshiping Idiocracy. Hey, you know what the other
What-
version of that
what
is?
was-
It's
what was the
fucking
quote?
Star Trek.
What was the fucking quote for that?
Because people they're like, if we don't have a job, we will literally lose our ways as humans and cease to have a existence.
Damn it.
A reason to function as humans. We'll have no goals and drives if we don't have a fucking life-ruining 9 to 5 where we hate ourselves every day until we're depressed in a cubicle. Yeah, that's the foundation of living as a human. If you lose that, you're just gonna fall apart, man.
This is like the same argument
what a-
people
what a-
have. Is like,
what
you
a
can't
bit-
get rid of
it's such a
religion. There will be
stupid
no morals.
stance.
What the?
Yeah.
like,
It's such a stupid stance when people are like, if you didn't have
What-
your life-crushing job, you would just unravel. It's like,
Yeah.
no. Most people, like so many people, don't have fulfilling jobs. They have horrible jobs they hate. They just
Yeah.
resent their lives all day, and nothing about like preserving that is sacred.
my
It's just
grandparents
garbage.
were like that because my grandfather just picked a job. He didn't like particularly love his job. He didn't hate it, but he didn't care about it either. It's just a job. And so it's one of those things of like, wait, what? You spent like your entire life doing something because it was enough to pay the bills? Like that's so
These
fucking sad.
These
Like,
have to not be the right. These have to not be the right Raptors because I've not gotten a single Raptor.
I have
head.
4 heads,
Oh,
so they
Wow.
are the right raptors.
shit!
You are just unlucky.
Hooray!
Are you not looting them after I loot them? Because that's probably when the heads appear.
I don't remember. I've been trying to loot. I've been trying to do skinning and stuff, but I'm also multitasking this long ass conversation.
Yeah.
What's funny to me though is
Oh, hold on a second.
so Zeitgeist got brought up in the comments, the documentary
Yeah, I
thing
see
from like
that.
way back in the day, and like
Wasn't that like back in the
that's
or,
like
early
that's
2000s?
early YouTube is when at least I
Yeah.
saw it on YouTube. I don't remember if it was from YouTube or not. What's really funny to me is that like I watched that and like it's much like the humans need not apply video from CGP Grey, where it's like all the problems posed. I'm like, yeah, this fundamentally makes sense. These problems that are being posed of like the weird contradiction of like how automation obviously creates a series of good things, but is magically bad because we can't process automation as a society and its ramifications.
yeah, 'cause-
so it just magically becomes a bad thing. Like that kind of stuff all makes sense to me. But then it gets to the end and it's like, we're gonna ascend to a magical utopia where nobody owns anything and all resources are shared and all these other things. And I was like, that's absurd. You lost me there. And then like in the background behind the scenes, like weird elements of that are all becoming true, and it's like actually like unnerving. I'm like, oh, I thought these elements were impossible, and there they are happening. Like ride sharing is just kind of becoming a thing.
Yeah, the assumption that you have to share a cab with somebody, or you have to pay extra to
and like
be alone.
self-driving cars are becoming a thing. At which point you start having the idea of like the idea that you would just like order your car via the Uber app, for example, and it would come to your house.
But it
and
would be on a
take you-
commute line with other people
Yeah.
also going to that
It's like
same
the idea is
destination,
like you would
or-
order a ride and it would take you to where you need to go, and you would just not ever own a car. You would just go from place
Yeah.
to place, like the way you'd order a taxi, essentially, and that
because
would
it would be
replace
cheaper
ownership
than
of
paying for
vehicles.
gas gas and insurance. For
And as a
an
result, that
entire-
reduces all resources being used, and reduces gas being used, and reduces a whole bunch of different resources.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
while
it's
also
great.
dealing with traffic and a bunch of other elements, because they're self-driving cars, so they both drive better and they can navigate better and plan better and all these other things. It's like,
Whoa.
it's actually been weird.
Yes and no.
seeing-
I mean,
it's been really
self-driving
weird seeing
cars-
how things that I thought were utopian and impossible became real, but in that Star Trek kind of way, where you have the vision of the future and then the reality that's like, it's unrecognizable and the same thing at the same time. Like how like like everyone has like people have kind of smartphones and tablets in Star Trek, but they're unrecognizable from what they turned out being, essentially.
Yes.
People have like their weird chest communicator and like this big clunky scanners and all these other weird awkward things that are like, because like they never imagined miniaturization back then, so like old tech was like weird and clunky and like a weird variation of like the beigeness that was all computers back then and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's been an experience seeing everything turn out to be a weird surprise.
I mean, it is to be expected, though. I mean, there should be a decrease as we start to run out. I mean, we are starting to push ourselves to a limit here with like how much we can, how much independence we can afford.
Chat's saying they can't see themselves having a drive to create if they didn't have a job. I mean, why do you suck?
A drive to
Why-
create?
why do
a drive
you-
to create
That
what?
sounds
What
like
do you fucking make?
That sounds like a you problem, honestly.
Like,
because I speak, and you're talking to the wrong person to have the appeal of like, oh, if I wasn't my job and I wasn't making money, I wouldn't do anything. Because like,
yeah.
dude, you're talking to YouTubers. We all start off not making money at this. It's literally a thing you do just because you feel like it.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You
And that's the entirety of every YouTuber. In fact, the world's been showing in great numbers that countless millennials are happy to create content and try to work on things without making any money in the process, because that's most YouTubers, is they either don't make any money or they don't make sustainable money. And that's all of this Etsy and all these other elements, and like so many people, there's so many hobbyist programmers, because you have to have a we're so fucked. You have to be like a hobbyist programmer that has a bunch of projects you made for free, basically, to even get a job as a programmer half the time anyway. You have to prove your worth by loving it already and doing a bunch of work for free for yourself and for like weird get-together projects. Like, so much of modern society is people working for free anyway because they feel like it.
Oh no, that's the thing that like boggles my mind, is like salary is some weird like ambiguous excuse to make you work forever and ever, because you're always being paid technically. And it's like, it's the opposite of that, where
Chat, all your examples are fiction made by people hypothetically thinking of the future, which we always know is wrong, whereas my examples are literally my life and the people around me doing things,
futures
like
are
doing
only
things
scary.
and creating and working for no income because they feel like the thing. Like, a lot of people will just do stuff because they feel like
would you
it.
still create videos if you didn't have to do anything? You could be on the fucking no, I wouldn't. I would be on the beach and mountains all day, motherfucker. You think I want to sit and work for 8 hours of my fucking
Meanwhile,
life?
if you're the kind of person who has no creative drive and no desire to innovate or create or work or anything, then you're probably the kind of person who just does a soul-sucking job all day and then goes home and does nothing anyway. So, like, the difference is negligible.
I had also
Like
you
if-
can still
like if-
create while
if-
you live a free life. There are times where I go, man, you know what's in when I
It's like-
can't
like
fucking grab my.
the idea is that like at best what capitalism accomplishes is it takes people who don't have any desire to create and turns them into grunt workers for the other people, I guess. Is like the amazing
Basically.
legacy. That's
Yeah.
all it's really doing. People create music for fun, people create anything else for fun, people create apps for fun, people build for fun. People like building houses.
Yeah, there are. I mean, there are tons of. Who do you think came up with half the fucking recipes you eat every day? People who thought it was fun to cook. People didn't like. People weren't just sitting there like putting potatoes into corn and going like, okay, I see where you're going with this, but like scientifically speaking, this is not good for the gastroenteritis. Like, no, it's just some dude was having a fun ass time cooking.
People would make
made
more
weird-
art and more music if they had the time to focus on it.
Well, yeah, if people had the
everyone's-
time to do
everyone's
what
day
they were
job
good at,
is actively
or-
in the way of their ability to do their passions. Almost everyone has like their projects that they wish they were working on, and they have to act, but they have to try to get it. They have to work all day and then do groceries and do all the other things, and then when they're finally done with all that stuff, they get home, and then they're like, "Oh, I have like 1 hour before I get too tired to do this," and then they try to do
Yep.
that for a bit.
yeah, basically the harsh reality of life is that you basically can't do the thing you love because you can't afford to, but the only way to afford to means you have to sacrifice having time to do the thing you love. And the ultimate like haha you're not like you're just not doing it right is you just when you see these billionaires and they just go like, oh, you just have to really work hard, you have to keep trying, and it's like, dude, when, what time, who even are you? Like, there's just no.
I mean, we're already at the weird horizon because, like, how many of the jobs that you've worked in your life have you thought were actually, like, in any way necessary for society, as opposed to, like, a weird excuse for a job to exist?
My job, basically, the entire concept of IT is you're a fucking jackass who just won't learn how to do something. Like, that's all it is. I exist because you're too fucking incompetent as a human being to learn from your mistakes. And that's like, it's frustrating.
Andrew's been very bitter about being in IT.
No, it's just humiliating because you're sitting there and people are like, wow, how do you know all this stuff? Because you won't fucking learn it yourself. I learned it because it's ingrained in me because of spite. I'm so tired of seeing you fuck up so much. I learned how to avoid your fucking mistake. Like, God, it's aggravating, but it's a job and it's real and people pay me money to do it because apparently that's easier than learning is. Like,
Oh shit, these are the wrong guys.
like, could you imagine
We're so
that's the
distracted.
society?
We're just so
It's-
distracted by our giant, bizarre tangent that we've gone
It's
on,
like-
that we're fighting the wrong enemies.
Fuck,
It sucks because
man.
they're all fucking identical. These
Yeah,
the
they're all-
Razor Main. We have to find
all
the, you, have,
yeah.
you have to fight the camp that has the right name sequence in it. Or you
Well,
screw
also we have
right
to
up.
we have to fight the right like the right version of them. So we killed 3 hunters.
That's what I
Well,
meant by name
yeah.
sequence.
Oh yeah.
Because they're each camp has 3 different named units in it, and we have to find the
Yeah.
one that has the right series. Because that's also the wrong guy. So
But see, like, look,
went
you
around
had
the
a lot of
corner
fun-
awkwardly.
Playing issues bingo, which means that your job was so repetitive that you could create a game out of it because it would happen frequently. Like,
No,
that's
my last job at the waterboard was so pointless that like I would just browse Imager all day. And it's like, wow, I'm basically the amazing accomplishment of this job existing is mostly just that I get to like be a weird prisoner and get paid for it for 8 hours a day, where I'm just locked in a gray cubicle and I just fucking sit there so that my hours clock out. Cuz
Yeah.
I very quickly figured out with my rudimentary Excel skills how to automate most of my job.
Yep.
And whatever I didn't know, I could just Google at my job to then automate my job even more, to the point where I just wasn't working anymore. I would just show up and hang out for 8 hours because I have to do my time in order to
I
get
know
my
that
income.
feeling.
But I'm not contributing anything to the company. I'm just sitting there.
yeah. That was
I'm
basically
just
the
getting paid.
first.
And when I described my job, like the details of it to Marty, he was like, "Oh my god, because Marty works at a tech company. Like they were like, yeah, our company probably could automate your job out of existence in like a week. Like if they just hired us, we could just delete your job. Because they create programs for other companies
Yeah.
to use. It's like his business could just delete my job from existence, which in modern society is for some reason bad. Even though I hated my job and didn't want to be there either. So like, and they wouldn't have to pay somebody if nobody was like having to work that
Which
job.
means
so,
they
like,
could pay the people that they currently have
I
better.
wasn't being fulfilled. Like my job being replaced by a computer program would be totally fine. I was literally a QA assurance guy. Like what was happening is that like farmers all across the farmers all across California, like they self-monitor their own runoff. They have like devices they use to monitor their runoff to see how many pesticides and other things and other potential like heavy metals or whatever the hell are in their water. So to make sure they're not poisoning California's water tables. And so that data comes in and it literally self-moderates. So all I'm doing is making sure that all of the checks that are supposed to be happening are happening correctly.
Yeah,
So
you're
I'm-
just
so I'm not actually
you're
the
double
one-
checking an automated task already.
Yeah, so what's happening is that there's a series of tests where like you have a bunch of actual samples, then you have like the lab blank, which is and you have the field blank and the lab blank. The field blank is gathered amongst all the other ones, but it's never actually really opened. So just to make sure that the process of gathering the data in the first place via the samples wasn't polluted, because the field blank is a control, and the lab blank is also a control, but for the lab to make sure there's no like lab pollution happening that would fuck up all the results. And so if like those kinds of things are correct and certain other things are correct, then that means that the data should be correct. And then after that, you figure out whether or not the actual values are within the thresholds of where they're supposed to be, and they're not poisoning the water and stuff like that. So like my job wasn't to like check if people were poisoning California's water and then send them reprimands or whatever. My job was to check that the data that was already being checked had all the correct parts in it for all the different farms. So like the fact that all the blanks and all the other like elements of the testing were all existed, checking that was my job. It's like I'm not even the actual reprimander like government. I'm looking over your shoulder to make sure you're not fucking up the state person. I was the person that made sure that like the form's complete, basically. Because it was my best way to try to explain what I was. It's like and so many jobs are like just bizarre whatever things that exist in an overcomplicated dumb system.
That's like literally half of the staff that work at our company are just that. They are people who, like, we basically have an AI that goes through and crawls websites and matches pictures with titles, and we have people that just make sure that robot didn't fuck up. That's all I do.
We work to work.
Yeah.
Basically. But what's the worst part is that, like, at least my job, what I liked about that job is that I worked the same hours every week, and they never called me in. Because,
that's nice.
Frankly, my job was always done. Because that's all it really was. I was so ahead of it. But, like, there's no one here. There's no one to fight. Everyone I live with right now, their hours are different every week, and they get called in at any time. And also that happened to you. Like we had our plans. Like, we're gonna go play Mario Party. It's the weekend. This is the part that all of us work for, is to have our time where we get to be a human now. But like you got called off to set up like a computer lab, so you couldn't come. And so I had to play Mario Party with just Marty and Ashley, and like that's everyone I know, pretty much, is like. Their time off isn't time off, because it's all potential time off until something changes, at which point it's not time off anymore. Now you have to work. So like you're never free. And it's like, but isn't the whole point of having a job as a person so that you get to then like make the money that lets you have a life? And it's like,
nope.
So much of society is in jobs where they don't get to have better than that.
Because you're not in the right tier.
And because of how society is structured, those jobs have to stay in existence forever. So if you accomplish the goal of like getting beyond that point, somebody else just fills in that spot and their life sucks now. Like, and that's permanent. That's not like there's no hypothetical where all of society is like, we all exceeded, we all got beyond the shitty jobs. We all get to be better now, because it's structurally you're forced to be in that structure where a percentage of people all have shitty jobs forever. So there's no escape from that, and it's like Why is any of this good? This is horrible.
It has to exist.
That's like a crime when people like. There's so many bullshit things. Like there's also a lot of like work culture in the United States and in Japan and so on. Goes into the aspect of like, because you love your job so much and you're part of the family, you're not going to take your lunch break, right? You're not going to take your government mandated 15-minute break every 2 hours, right? You're going to stay after your shift ends and you're going to clock out but keep working, right? Because you're part of the family. And if you don't do that, we can find a reason to fire you and then get somebody who will stay after their shift's over. Like so many jobs in our country expect you to keep working after the job's over.
Well,
it's like,
because it's a
go
cult.
fuck
Cults
yourself.
are-
I'm a human. I get to live outside of this place. Jesus.
But that's the thing is like, I mean, there are some people who literally don't feel that way. I mean, it's terrifying, but yeah, there are people who are just like, that's life.
Like at some point, I hope I hit it big as a YouTuber, because I'm worried that my parents are going to both fall apart physically and not be able to support themselves. I have one parent that's doing better than the other one financially, but one of them is like, they've worked their entire life and they're ultra conservative and they're like, no handouts and all that other stuff. Is because they've towed that line, like with all the ideologies, but
Somehow.
like they've been self-employed their entire life and they have no savings and they're physically falling apart from the amount of manual labor they've been doing their entire life, and like they don't have retirement and they're hitting a point where they're now getting too old that they're like getting hospitalized on a regular basis by the very process of doing their own job. And like,
Jeez.
the system isn't going to pay them back for being a good worker their whole life. They can basically go fuck themselves is how modern society works. Like,
Well, yeah, because they're not
super
working anymore,
fucked.
so they don't matter anymore.
it's super fucked up.
Hospitals exist to make you feel bad about being in a hospital.
We can't even take care of our vets.
Well, that's because they're not useful to us anymore. Why would we gonna spend money on like
We can't profit off of taking care of vets, so the systems just don't come into play. Even though we have the resources for it.
Oh, absolutely.
We can literally put every veteran in a free house. Like, we could just pick up all those houses that exist that no one lives in and put vets in them, but fuck them, apparently.
Of the United States makes $400,000 a year.
Like, we have all the fun of how, like, every single political party pays lip service to, like, oh, man, we really got to deal with the vets. We've got to help the vets, you guys. We all care so much about the vets. And then nothing happens forever. I've been watching it my whole life.
I mean, but Keith, you know what the best part about the vets are? Is that you can keep telling them you're going to take care of them, and they just keep dying off. Then the ones that are left don't remember you said anything.
Everything's sad.
I mean,
everything's sad all the time.
Nihilism wasn't invented by accident. Like,
Jesus.
I don't know. I mean, that's kind of why drugs exist. It's kind of why like vices, alcohol, and sex. That's why like the bad things that people tell you not to do exist, is because those are the things that are fun. That's all that's left. Everything else has been sucked dry. Like there's nothing.
And yet,
I don't know.
At this point, what? Like the majority of people in prison are non-violent drug offenders?
Not in California, because we
every
kicked them out.
system's stupid. Well,
We decriminalized marijuana to the point that even convicts are gone.
I know you were just being some kind of hedonist or whatever, but what if we put you in a box where you became a worse person over the course of 5 years, and then we let you out so now you're a danger to society? This is fine. This is an improvement.
That is called American culture. We do nothing better than shoot ourselves in the own foot. That is literally everything. I feel like maybe it's because all the successful, obviously the successes you never hear about, only the failures. But I'm pretty sure that every time I hear a story about the CIA, like doing a coup for a country, it turns around on the U.S. being attacked in some way. Like I've never once seen, hey, the U.S. Put
I'm
this
sure they
person in
won't.
place,
I'm sure that they won't become a new enemy that we're in a cold or hot war with for 30 years.
right? Like they keep doing it, and every time I'm just like, wait, are you not learning?
There's a lot of situations where either the U.S. did a coup or
Like-
or England like drew bad lines in a part of the country, and now all the countries there are fucky.
Yeah,
and,
like
and that just becomes a problem for like 30 or 40 or 50 or 100 years or
Like, as
or
a-
the foreseeable future. And it's like
as a child, I
boy.
didn't realize it, but like like taking Saddam Hussein out of Iraq kind of just ruined everything. Like it really just fucked the whole region, and like. And the only reason he was even there was because we put him there, and he himself fucked the region. And it's like, what? Why? Like, so much of the Middle East being the way that Westerners see it as crappy and bad and horrible is because we keep doing that. Like, we keep not letting them come back. It's like a lot of, oh man, they don't agree with our capitalistic ideals. We need to get rid of their leader. And then like religious cults take over, and then we're like, wait a second, those guys don't like us either.
We were trying to do it again recently.
Yes,
Or I guess
we
we're
were.
kind of still. That's like an ongoing story still, but like, sure, the U.S. was very quick to find an excuse to like do a coup in South America recently, and it's like
Yep.
and like every news organization was reporting it as like a pro-democracy like improvement thing, and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
this really feels like how the cycle keeps happening though, where we keep just deciding, we put our fingers in every punch bowl. And like
Yep.
we just join, we just kind of control
Look,
as many countries as possible on like a really fundamental level, and instill our own leaders that are more sympathetic to our business interests and so on. It's like,
But that's the
this
thing.
is-
It's just business interests. And you know what business interests turn into? Fucking war that people have to die in later, because eventually those businesses go bad. And that's like how every single that's how the Korean War happened. That's how the fucking Vietnam War happened. That's how fucking Gulf War 1 and 2 happened. That's how the pigs happened. That's how I can just keep going. Every time the US has a major conflict, it's because some jackass did all they could to make sure business worked smoothly, and then it went sour.
it's been a
and
really sobering experience, slowly realizing that like every threat that I hear about every day was made by us.
It's
Like elements like
America.
Al-Qaeda or MST3K or that's not the name of that organization. That's the comedy show.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
But like they're always blaming like they're mad at this like the evil Mexicans that are actually a California gang, and like a lot of these organizations are
Yeah.
specifically created by our interferences usually. It's like oh no. There's almost no choice by our country or company you can support in capitalism or any element that's ever like there's almost no unmitigated good things ever. Like,
Yeah.
I can't vote for any party or buy any product without tracing it back to like a horrible thing behind it.
I
Which
mean, I
guess
think
is
that's
the
the
root
entire.
of this whole conversation about when we talk about like Hong Kong and Blizzard. It's like,
Yeah.
but like, there's no like somebody was like, oh, it's a bad look for you to be supporting Blizzard right now, and I'm like, as opposed to all the ethical companies. And then like and they
Right.
responded with like, yes, as opposed to all the ethical companies, meaning like I said a sarcastic thing, but they seem to reply unsarcastically as if yes, there are so many ethical companies to support in this
Look,
like
you know what?
society
Hey.
where there's great other alternatives to everything. It's like that's mostly a
wanna-
blindness to think that.
You want to know?
Meanwhile, the person I was talking to themselves was Russian, which has a whole other complicated thing that two of us are even talking to each other about what's ethical and what not.
Yeah.
When that relationship exists,
It's also funny
it's
because it's
such a endlessly complicated fucking web.
It's just yeah. And
I-
I always think back to like what about humanitarian organizations? Like
Welcome
those
to the
are
most
not-
political episode that doesn't have Birdcatcher in it.
Yeah.
We went down some rabbit holes with some of the Dawn of War videos.
Don't know my name. Wow. Wow. It's right there on the screen. Lishakam. Lishakam.
That's okay. You're just the person that I started making videos with in 2011, and I've been making videos continuously since that entire time. And you've basically always
Now
had a
here's a
foothold on my
story
channel.
all about
Forever.
how my life got turned upside down. I'd like to take a minute to sit right there and let me tell you how I became a YouTuber on the internet. Dun, 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 dun. I was going to a GameStop. It was a midnight premiere. Getting Rock Band 3.
Until Zero Escape killed you.
I can't anymore.
It's a
I
story
still
that
have flashbacks.
it began at that GameStop midnight premiere, and it
I
ended
fucking-
with Zero Escape.
Who was it? Somebody at my fucking company, somebody at my fucking company made like some offhand comment about like Ice 9 or something, and I was like, "You son of a motherfucking bitch! I'll fucking kill you! Like, I'm not fucking playing around here. Why are we talking about Ice 9? Like, this fucking shit's not fake." It's like, oh my god, this is. I can't do what's it called? I can't do fucking Zero Escape stuff anymore. It drives me nuts. It makes me so mad. Like I saw the
I just get a
Anime?
kick out of the idea that like
Commercial?
it was like, the premise here was like, oh, it's controversial that you're playing World of Warcraft right now, so we maintained eye contact and were like, I'll fucking trump that controversy. It's like, what if we just rant about politics for an hour and a half?
deal with it.
I'll give you something to dislike.
Just title the video "Feel the Burn."
Oh god.
Probably get
It's
flagged on
good to get
YouTube
your
if it doesn't
colors out there every now and then. Because otherwise you get that one guy that showed up in my Discord that thought that I was a pro-gun conservative, and it's like, you've significantly misjudged me, sir. It's like, I clearly have not been flashing color every now and then or whatever, because Jesus Christ, you're really off base, and
It's like that's like a militia guy showing up to Mr. Rogers' house. Like,
it was a hell of a moment. It was
it's like, excuse me, are you here to be a friend or are you here to?
It was one of the only people I've ever banned from the Discord. And I was like, I'm just so happy to have him gone. There's only been like 2 people banned like ever, and the other person was somebody who was like using a bot to spam chat so fast that no one could use chat, which is obviously a bannable offense because you're disabling the chat from existing. But this guy was just being a garbage person. In that, like, it's not that you're like banned for disagreeing with the political views of other people in the Discord or anything, but if
That's
you're
what
gonna
it
be
sounds
like,
Keith. You
but he was that
totalitarian
specific,
monster.
he was that specific brand of person that like comes in and starts making, just endlessly making jokes that are like clearly from like how he's got like a Facebook group of like people that'll think like him, so they make these really cruel jokes about other people's suffering because it appeals to their political beliefs and stuff like that.
Yeah, those are my
It's like-
favorite jokes.
So if you're the kind of, because like he was making jokes about school shootings, where it's like, hey, more people die from shovels than guns. Should they ban shovels? And it's like,
What?
can you not talk? Like, can you have emotions about dead people for a moment and not be like, have your politics matter more than the dead people, and like be making public jokes at the expense of the dead people and people wanting to care about the fact that that's a problem in the first place?
I mean, we can also go one
Being
step
like,
further and ban.
oopsie.
Yeah, we should ban shovels because humans shouldn't ever have to do manual labor anymore. We have fucking robots to do it. What's fucking wrong with you? Why do you keep having humans do slavery tasks? You idiot!
Like he was whipping out his greatest
like, yeah, what are you gonna
his
like?
greatest hits circuit of shitty jokes that he says in his own in
Yeah.
group and stuff like that, where like
What are you gonna do,
nobody
ban cars?
nobody
Yeah, we'll
was
ban you
happy
from driving.
Like nobody was happy that they were there,
no.
and they just kept going and not taking a hint. And I just went
don't-
off on him eventually and banned him, and it's like the only time it's ever happened, because like just no basic society graces, just open like sociopathy expressed.
Open
of, like,
sociopathy.
is the fucking worst. Open sociopathy, like it's open source.
Just people contribute more to his sociopathy, I guess.
That was bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, some people are weird, man. I think it is like you're talking about. It's like that's Facebook is this problem. Facebook creates these like micro communities
Where people don't
that
get
are quite
challenged,
large.
so they just talk to each other forever.
Yeah, but it's like you don't realize just how like you can joke and say like everyone knows the Earth's not flat, but there's like a million people in a Facebook group that just make jokes about how we're all fucking idiots for thinking the world's round, and that's not acceptable.
It's what happens
Like-
when you have like that one friend on Facebook that's like the link to a whole new node where you're
Yeah.
where like you like all of their friends are not friends with you. So it's like like being friends with that one person, like whenever they post anything, suddenly like 500 new names you've never seen before are always like the responses to everything that they say.
Yep.
And it's like you suddenly are like seeing this aspect of like, oh, that's what passes for discourse for you guys, huh? You think that's like a thing that means something, right? Okay. Good to know. Like one of the ones was like whether you're like pro or anti-gun and other aspects and so on, sure. There's at least certain things that function as an actual argument and things that don't function as an argument. And like some of the really dumb info, there's always like these really shitty low quality like infographics that get shared around to argue points and stuff like that. And one of the really dumb ones was the idea of like, you want to ban guns, but more people die from medical malpractice than guns. We should ban doctors. I'm like, this is
What can I help you with?
this is an argument in your circle?
The horde.
This is a thing that you think is a good argument that actually is a logical flow of some sort, or that makes any sense. And it's like because it's just a circle of people that are like, this appeals to my beliefs, so therefore it's automatically a good argument and a good infograph and so on, and we're gonna share this and it's gonna go viral in our particular circles. And it's like, but it's such a moon logic baffling thing to say. And it's like there's so many versions of that thing that are just like and that's if you even assume any of the information's true, which
it's never.
so much of it won't be. So much of it just won't be true to begin with. But like, there's so many examples
watched
of
a
like
Twitter
just
thread of a
baffling
guy-
arguments.
like
What can I help you?
disprove like not only disprove that this person said an incorrect quote, but showed that they created a lie out of a misquote already. Like they misquoted a misquote, and I was like, that's so impressive that you can have that next level of being a fucking incompetent jackass. Like you just don't check your sources to a point where you literally create a lie of a lie, which is the ultimate irony, or not irony, but is the ultimate problem of why, like you said, Facebook decided the president is because he's like,
I'm so happy I quit Facebook. I'm
these
so happy
lies
to
of
have that out of
lies.
my life these days. It's so nice.
yeah.
Do you need any armor kits on your gear?
I could use some.
It is armor. It's chest, leg, hands, feet. So I need one. Do you know how many you
Some
need?
potions. I'm making potions right now.
Be safe.
Give me a
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-boom.
second. I need.
Uh,
Can I just press the button that has character? There we go. One
chest, legs, hands, feet.
chest, legs. That's it. Chest and legs. So two.
Creating
Please.
two.
Here, please.
God, what was the thing I was thinking? Oh yeah, there's so many things where like, Jesus. I remember one of the last things I saw before I quit that drove me crazy
Or to the
was
truth of
somebody
lies.
posting an article about how a car drove into a Starbucks,
Okay.
like through their lobby, and like thankfully no one was hurt and so on. But like, it drove into the Starbucks. Like it was like not even a drive-through Starbucks. It was like one of those
Oh.
like curbside Starbuckses that's like it's like fused into a line of shops. Like it's only a
Yeah.
front-facing Starbucks. It drove into them, and the person who posted it on Facebook was like, "This is why you won't see me in a self-driving car." So I read the article. It wasn't a self-driving car.
Well met.
Oh yeah, of course it's not.
It
a self-driving
literally was
car.
not an article about a self-driving car or a car entering any kind of self-driving mode. This person's just posting dumb arguments where the link that supports what they're saying literally doesn't support what they're saying, and like that's only one of like hundreds of examples of like that's just what that's the daily experience of logging onto Facebook, is just seeing hundreds of lies shared and circulated, and all that matters is that they agree with a lie, and it's mind-numbing.
Because it feeds a part of the brain where you are it's a positive reinforcement. You go, yeah, everyone's telling me I'm right because I'm saying this thing that we all agree is right, but it's not. And people are too afraid to because there's this weird pushback on you can't tell someone they can't think that way. And it's like, yes, you have to be able to say, no, you can't think it's okay to do X if X is a detriment to society only. Genocide is only a detriment to society. So if anybody says they want a genocide, you should probably condone that immediately. Meanwhile, it's those are the type of things, and Facebook just is full of that. Facebook is full of family members who see their loved ones being literally scum of the earth, and they won't call them out on it because it creates public shame.
There's a lot of you don't want to argue with your family because you want to be able to like them and so on.
Yeah.
It's you want to be able to get along with these people that have these massively divergent views, which is rough because a lot of times it's not just people act like it's a matter of opinion, but a lot of these things aren't a matter of opinion. And people are just spreading misinformation and basing their life on it in a way that harms other people or even themselves. And Facebook and so on only facilitates this more because specifically the algorithms are they probably want to share in things that are engaged with the most over all else, and the things that are best engaged with are the things that are emotional, as also shown in CGP Grey video. This video will make you mad. This video will make you angry, which is a great one about just every single system in information technology is specifically centered around making things go viral that are the most emotional, whether it's true or not. And I became that person.
Oh yeah, we all do. We all go through a phase.
Do you remember when I was recently a catalyst for a misinformation that was just that went viral based on emotion primarily?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The Bojack thing I shared.
Yeah, the Bojack, yeah.
Yeah, I had a tweet go viral that was not true, but I thought it was true at the time. And to be fair, it was just me making an observation. I'm wow, this is an interesting little timeline. It didn't actually specifically claim that they canceled Bojack.
You didn't say Netflix literally fired Bojack's team.
I just pointed out a timeline, which is there's 3 headlines, which is that the Bojack studio unionizes, and then Tuca and Birdie is canceled, and then Bojack's having its final season. We're each of those was 1 month after the other, in a sequence, and it's
oh yeah, it was
so
a weird.
I just posted those pictures, so I'm huh, because it's just not a happy observation to make the picture that paints. And the obvious inference is that they did it because is to think that they were getting rid of them because of the unionization. Yeah. And that thing got 10,000 interactions between likes and retweets, making it by a fat order of magnitudes higher than anything I've ever done on Twitter. And I'm and then I find out it's not even true, and it's but truth doesn't matter on social media. Emotion matters, and people were very emotional about that. I do kind of think that some of the viralness was just that it was also the first news for some people, finding out that it was the final season. So there's the extra layer of not necessarily the distressing implication of it, but also just people no, Bojack's gone. Look at the baby gazelle. Look at it go. Die.
Right? Oh no!
Skin it.
And the rest of them just don't know what to do.
The circle
there's another baby gazelle.
Of life.
No. That's dead. That's also dead. Oh god.
Oh god, you're still going because you have a spam. Your spell's spammable. Stop. Oh god.
Oh god.
I'm gonna get so many scraps of leather.
They learned their lesson.
Oh boy.
They won't be coming around these parts again. Let's see. Where is... I need to kill some raptors. I still need a couple of raptor heads. Man-made
so many
climate change.
corpses.
I mean,
Like, target is tapped. I feel like that wasn't a message back in the day. That
what?
seems new. Where are you going, Andrew?
I don't know. I'm looking for velociraptors.
Velociraptors.
There's a Barathorn over here.
I figured I was just gonna go to
Right.
Ratchet.
Briarthorn. I want to loot. I want to harvest this Briarthorn. Get away from the plant. I need this weed. Bap. All right. What you got? Herbalism 70.
You didn't load up, you monster.
Oh
Oh,
God. that's
Briarthorn's
such a-
that bad?
Jeez.
I must be mixing it up with the other thorn plant.
Well, never mind.
Oh,
I guess I'm
Earthroot
not
is what I was
getting
thinking of. Wait, I don't want to cast on that guy. We don't even want to kill that guy. Where do you want to
Okay.
go?
I don't know.
I was gonna
wanna
head
go
to Ratchet
somewhere-
and kill those pirates,
Okay. Sounds good.
and then along the way we'll kill a bunch of plane striders and raptors.
The Barons.
Or I don't need plane striders, do I? I need zebra and raptors.
I can't see chat. Yes.
Yeah. I need zebra and raptors. I'm at the point already where my quest log doesn't work. So I have to open the quest log every time I want to look at anything.
I need to figure out why that does that. Because that's getting annoying.
Hopefully if I just get a mod, it'll fix that. By just showing an alternate quest log, essentially.
Yeah.
Gotta have a really small wing to do fairies. Thanks, chat.
What?
That's the Baron's chat being as coherent as usual. You need a tiny penis to fuck a fairy. Get it? Get it?
No.
Skinning. This is the upside of skinning, is that you get to just take other people's benefits. Like other
Oh yeah.
people just leave corpses everywhere, and you're like, yes.
What
Someone was
brings
doing that
you
when I was
here?
playing on my alt. They just kept like running behind me and then like.
I
grabbing
don't
hold of-
like the item I just sold. I
What?
just sold a small furry paw. I don't like it. I don't like
I
it.
mean,
I don't like that I chopped off a paw off an animal. It's just like, I'm gonna keep this little cat paw and
Be
I'm gonna
careful.
go sell it at the vendor. It's also like, it's also specifically the mend. It's the mend pet icon for the hunters
Yeah.
have. So it's got a bandage on it. So it's even more weirdly tragic and distressing to look at. Because it's
Thank
like
you,
it's a little cat paw that's bound in bandages. And the implication is that it's cut off because I'm selling it. It's like, I don't like it.
I like the idea that maybe he like you sold it to him and he goes home. He's like, finally another one for my collection, and he just like has a little room dedicated to all these cat paws that he keeps selling. There's the button I was looking for. Wait, I need to move.
The button you were looking for?
Yeah, my mod.
Hey, zebra, zebra, zebra.
Run to waypoint complete quest. What quest have I completed? Oh.
It occurs to me I really should have read my shaman quest.
Probably. I hear that helps.
Bring the torch of the dormant flame to Telf, Julim, and Durotar. Oh.
Oops.
Yeah, that's a between sessions thing.
Yeah,
It's
mine
just
is
going
also
to
like, hey,
Durotar.
bring this dust over to Moonglade, and I was like, no, not doing none of that. I think is that what it said? Druid body and heat. Speak with speak with Turak Runda in Thunderbluff when you were done. Face Lunaclaw and earn the strength the body of heart possess.
Do you,
Use
still,
the
do you just
dust
have to do the actual
between
quest?
Mulgore and the Barrens. Oops.
Ooh. Did we walk right past your objective?
I think so.
You fucked up. You fucked it up.
I did fuck it up. It's right there. Oh no. I'm gonna go down and do that.
You fucked it
Because
up.
I think that gives me bear form, and I kind of like need bear
Yeah,
form.
you should have probably done that.
completely forgot. Oh, I have 2 talent points too. I'm gonna do those right now.
I'd make fun of you, but I only spent my talent point like 5 minutes ago.
See?
And had the realization of like, wow, I'm 75% through a level and haven't spent the point yet. Listen, it was a very distracting conversation. That's gonna get a lot of comments and dislikes later on when the people. But it's good. It's good to have a culling every now and then, because all the stupid people come out that frankly I don't have the time for, and then they show how much they suck, and maybe they leave because they're mad at me for the things, and then they're gone. Yay! It's good to just filter out part of your audience here and there when they're the type of people that are bad for your mental health in the long term to keep around.
Goodness. Toxic. I need to roar more. Roar borealis. Wait, what are these plants? That's a peace bloom. Okay. I can do that. What is that one? Silverleaf. I don't want silverleaf though. I want the elder root. I need some elder roots, baby.
Elder root?
Yeah, dude.
You want
if I get
some
some elder
mage
roots,
royal?
I can make some strength potions, and then we can get real.
You guys want any death sticks?
You don't want to sell me death sticks. I don't want to sell you death sticks. You want to go home and rethink your life. I'm gonna go home and rethink my life. Is that the best scene in all of Star Wars prequels, like as a trilogy? Is
Pretty
it the
much, yeah.
or at least is that the funniest moment?
I think that yeah.
I think that might be the best joke they ever wrote in what are otherwise really not funny movies. Like, there's not a lot going for those movies comedy-wise, but that's
Hey, Keith, come
that's
on.
a really good scene, and it's not
What are you
just when I
trying to
was
say?
not just when I was a kid. It stayed good. I'm like, it's probably because it's just Ewan McGregor and somebody else instead of the cast of Star Wars prequels.
Oh no.
It's a character that's only in that one scene to be funny, and Ewan McGregor, who is funny. Because you could
He
accuse
is.
Hayden Christensen of many things, and none of them are of being a funny boy. Like, I've seen movies where he's a good actor. I've never seen a movie where he's funny. It's almost like he was cast to be Darth Vader because of how not funny he is. You're so unfunny, we're gonna make you the analog for a fucking Nazi SS officer.
I mean, it probably did
Which is
wonders to his fan base.
Exactly what that character is.
With Christian Haydenson in it? I can't think of a good movie with him in it.
I can name a movie I liked, but it was so long ago that I don't know if I would like it now, which makes it like a weird recommendation. But I remember watching oh fuck, what's it called? That can't be the name of the movie. I almost said Your Dad Is a House.
Your dad is a house. Dad house is apparently an Urban Dictionary.
If you type Your Dad Is a House, Hayden Christensen, you'll probably get the correct movie eventually. Is it Life as a House?
Dad house.
I think it's Life. I think it's called Life as a House or something along those lines. It's
Apparently the top
it's
definition.
Hayden Christensen and his dad are building a house together. They're like estranged dad and son that don't get along or whatever.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
And then over
Life
the
as
course
a
of
house.
and over the course of building the house, they kind of bond and reconnect. But also, his dad dies before they finish it, and so he has to finish the house. Like but like he goes from like at the beginning of the movie, he didn't want to make the house, but by the end, when
Yeah.
his dad dies, like he's finishing it in like his honor and stuff like that of his lost family member because he cares about them now, which he didn't at the beginning of the whole thing. So it's like that was the whole thing. That's a formula I'm honestly actually kind of tired of at this point. Is that
What?
movie?
Like a shitty fucking person is redeemed by
No,
death.
I just mean like that arc of that movie is like that's a lot of movies. So I've been a little burned out on that, but at the time I probably saw that around the time of Attack of the Clones or something because I knew who Hayden Christensen was. I was like, "Oh, he's in a different movie." And I think to this day it's the first
Star Wars boy.
I think to this day it's the first and last movie I've seen him in besides the
Goddamn.
Star Wars prequels. I guess it's the only one.
God, what was it that there was like some I forget there was some movie that I remember Naya told me to watch. And I remember just like I was going. I was trying to watch all these movies with like no bias or
Oh,
anything. Right?
there's a viral joke recently about a movie that you watched because of Naya,
What?
where people
What?
like
There's a viral joke?
because you know how everyone's talking about Joker lately,
Yeah.
endlessly and forever. People were in response to that movie. Somebody was saying like, the polar opposite of Joker isn't Batman, it's a meal.
I mean, that's pretty.
Which was
pretty on point.
that's one of the only movies you've ever been recommended that you liked.
Yeah, it was
from,
good.
like,
I did like
anyone.
Emil. Yeah, it's
Andrew
one of the
liked a
rare.
French film. I've never seen it.
I
I imagine
it
she's
good.
very wholesome, considering she's used as a counterexample to Joker.
No, ish.
No
I mean,
ish.
I mean, sure. There's wholesome elements to it. I think it's just what's it called? I think it's just the execution that's great. I mean, the way that it tells a story. God, I can't get this out of my throat. Yeah, the way it tells a story is what I really appreciate, because it does make me, it doesn't make me feel like the characters are only there to pass to keep the plot going. It feels like they're just people that are caught up in this fucking movie. Like there's an interview that she does with this couple, and it genuinely feels like they literally just walk up to some random couple and interview them. Like, the responses are just so.
They even spike the camera.
But the responses are just so genuine. Of like, I don't know. And again, maybe it's a lost in translation thing. They just seem like their manner of speaking just seemed very like authentic. Like they didn't seem like they're playing up the like, oh yeah, like they just seem very like, oh yeah, da 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 da. It's like, what? Wait, are these real people? Okay, so I'm supposed to spread it here? Like you
You
just want me
having
to
a
throw
good
dirt?
ritual over there?
Do you want me to throw dirt on the ground?
I'm trying to slowly kill like 500 raptors. It's a very slow progress.
apply near
I
a
have not-
moonskin stone.
Shockingly, a lot of these raptors don't have heads.
What the fuck is a moonskin stone?
Anyway, I'll be waiting in Ratchet whenever you're done.
Okay, that's
I'm
our
just
way
kind of-
or Wayshire, right?
That's what?
Or Hearthstone or Hearth?
Uh,
No, that's in Crossroads. No, Crossroads.
Crossroads is where our Hearthstone is. Ratchet is directly to the east of that on that path.
Okay,
it,
so
it
probably
has
be
an
faster.
inn and it has both an inn and a flight master when you get there.
Why
That's-
is
But specifically, it's where we do all those quests where you go on the coast and you kill the pirates.
where the fuck is a moonkin stone?
Fuck, that's
Yeah.
level 17. Fuck, everything's high level over here.
Where
gone too
is
deep.
The moonkin
I've gone
stone?
too deep.
I've gone too deep. Need to pull out.
This is a problem.
I
Oh,
don't
Jesus.
know what I'm supposed to
yeah, that's what
go.
happened. I went too far from the path. I wandered into the area where everyone's level 18. I'm like, nope, not ready for that yet.
Yeah, you're like,
You're gonna have to give me a few before I'm ready for that. I finally got my first fucking hoof. Really? Jesus.
Wait, have I not been here before?
And I only have
been here
5
before.
raptor heads. A lot of these raptors just don't have heads. It's just a weird
Yeah, you-
birth defect.
I guess you just destroy their heads in the battle.
Destroy-
Like you just straight crunch those skulls into nothingness, and then you're just like, shit, I can't take it back with me.
Just fist the North Star. You hit the
I had-
pressure point and their head fucking explodes.
I had one of those moments. I was like, hey, I was doing something at work, and I heard these two people joking with each other, and one of them was like, "Yeah, that's just an Asian thing," and
Oh,
and
no.
the other person was like joking, like, "What's that
That's-
supposed to mean?" Because they're
Oh,
both
no.
Asian. And
There's so much
like
Asia.
I popped my head out of there. I was like, "Wait, my harassment training has prepared me for this. That's a bad joke."
You showed them.
Yeah, I did. They were just like, "Oh yeah, we did take harassment
And then-
training." I was like, "That's not good. Like
And
you
then
should
they-
remember that."
And then they never Asianed again.
Never. Nope. They went straight white immediately. It was just like how all the books taught me about colonialism.
Oh no. No. This joke's bad.
See, right?
have to stop.
Like, I told you it was bad.
Strider meat. Do I have a strider meat recipe yet?
Why? Where is this stone?
I do have oh, my strider meat recipe requires an apple.
Skinner?
I have to find people to sell apples.
Hey, you want to buy my apples?
I'm just trying to level my
Freshly picked.
I'm
They're
just
so
tr-
good.
I just want to level my cooking.
Okay, I need to look this up. Give me a second.
You
Body of
just
heart.
can't figure out the quest you're doing.
It's
That's the
It's
only
telling
thing
me
I
to do
have.
it on a moon. I should be throwing these ashes onto a moonkin stone located in between Mulgore and the Barrens,
But you can't find its location.
but it doesn't exist. So yeah,
That's
I
good.
can't find it. So I'm gonna look that up right here. Body and hurt. And a druid? No, for Alliance. Okay.
The bear buckler.
Keep it real.
Wait, are you sure
Buckle up,
about this?
buckaroos.
The Moonkin Stone is behind the very first building on the right as you cross from.
Keep it real.
Fucking asshole. All right.
Just look up the fucking.
No, I'm going to it now. I know where it is.
Just look up a map.
Yeah. No, the map
I-
shows it.
I
the
usually
map
just
shows
image
Thunder
search
Bluff.
quest names, and then it gives me a map that has the thing marked on it, and that pretty much deals with the problem. Because
Yeah.
some nerds probably have drawn a map by hand by now of every quest. Like there's
Oh,
always
yeah,
something.
Time is money.
Like when I was looking up the Defias
good.
Messenger in Westfall, like somebody drew a diagram about specifically where he spawns, what his path is, and like all these different elements and so on. Like
Jeez.
people have had a long time to obsess over this
Welcome
game.
to Ratchet. Hope you're
I
looking
mean,
for
that's
And so the
that- yeah, that's to
resources
be
are
expected.
there.
I remember.
It's like Dark Souls, where like the entire game is painstakingly wikied, so you can find everything.
Yeah, you can find
I got the
every
best
minute
That wiki is
detail.
advanced, whereas you get used to that. You get used to like having that option of like if I really need to find a specific detail about Dark Souls, like there is a
Have a
place
good
for it,
one.
and then you get to like fucking any Souls-like, which is
Yo.
they're always like
Keep
by
it
an
real.
order of magnitude less powerful than less popular than Dark Souls. So you get on their wiki and it's like 3 out of 10 bosses have wiki pages, and every single thing you ever look up just says like, "Wow, there's a lot of open space you could fill." Is
Yeah.
basically what it says. You're like,
Wow,
"Oh,
what the fuck? Why did this Luna Claw
It's
show up
not
out of nowhere? What do you
popular."
want?
Ooh, I accidentally right-clicked on that gnome. You do not want to right-click on that gnome. I will be
Hey,
a
how
dead.
you doing?
Wait, that should be illegal.
Be good.
What
That gnome's guild name is Anathema.
is what?
Anathema.
Anathema.
Our server name. He has our server
Oh.
name as his guild name. I'm like, that should be illegal.
That's pretty good.
You shouldn't be able to claim the
Oh, do I
server
have a
name
deal
for
for you?
yourself. That's hacking. You're a hacker.
Okay.
Right back.
Hey, what is you're a hacker?
You're a hacker.
The government's gonna come find you one day, boy.
You
Wait till
dirty
the internet
hacker.
police find you.
Live Rizzlefix.
Yeah, what do you want?
So
good.
face Luna Claw and earn the strength of body. and
Alright, I
heart
picked up
it
more quests that I will now
possesses. Ow,
ignore
what
as I
the
go back to
fuck?
hanging out with Andrew.
Level 20.
Well, waiting for
Whoa.
him to show up mostly.
Hold up a minute. That's really high level.
What, there's level 20 in the quest or something?
Level 20 fighting me right now.
Are you powered up or something?
No. I'm running back to town. Like,
Why are you fighting level 25?
I did not mean to. It just it aggroed on me because the stone, this level 10 quest is hidden behind us behind a house surrounded by level 20 enemies.
Oh.
So you know.
Are you in the Barrens or in Oh, you're in Barrens. Okay. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, because you're by Camp Tarajo.
Yep.
Yeah, so everything's there. Everything in Southern Barrens is like level 20.
Yeah.
Because don't you?
Except for this
don't
one
you go
quest.
from North Barrens to Stone Talon, then to South Barrens?
I think so.
Like, I think that's the curve. Yeah, so you're fucked. You better be careful.
But did
Also,
I
finish
complete the quest?
faster. I've been lonely
Right.
for a while.
Complete.
I'm so
Yeah.
lonely.
Where are
Just
you?
trying to kill raptors for their heads
back.
that they never have.
I'll be right
Their
back.
poor, fragile heads. But at least they give me leather. I have so much leather. I can make 100
Hanging
light armor
back.
kits.
What?
I'm gonna have some fucking crafting to do after this session.
Don't ever
I
craft.
currently have enough leather to make 100 kits.
Holy smacks.
Yeah.
That's a lot of. That's a lot of.
There's a lot of wildlife I've been clicking on.
Is this Andrew? Yes, this is Andrew. I am sorry.
Your honest thoughts on Persona 5. I can't play it because they threatened to kill my channel, so the end.
I'm out of range.
Oh yeah, I
well,
forgot
what's
to. That's actually a good reminder, because I forgot I was gonna bring up this earlier, and because you were talking about the calculated apology by Blizzard like a week later and stuff like that.
Yes.
And what specifically came to mind for me was like, oftentimes, like I don't think it worked for Blizzard, but in a lot of situations, a company can just kind of make the gesture towards a fix like once, and then people act like the problem's fixed, even if they didn't even remotely fix the problem.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
a good
yeah,
example
yeah.
of that was Persona 5, but they were like,
Yep.
if you play past this part of the game, we will shut down your channel, rah, 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 and a bunch of other shit. And then, like, there was a bunch of big controversy about, like, Persona being anti-streamer and all this other stuff. And then, like, after a bunch of controversy happened, they did the same thing that Blizzard did with this one competitor, where they were like, okay, instead of a 1-year sentence, it's a 6-month sentence. With Persona, they were like, okay, instead of being able to play till this date, you can play to this date. Which still
Yeah, they
means you
basically
can't
just-
beat the game.
Yeah, they just
And
moved
they
the
never-
goalpost
yeah,
and
and
acted
then-
like that
then-
was somehow a solution. But
and,
the
like,
problem wasn't the goal. Or
Every
the problem
fucking
wasn't.
like 2 weeks, another person comes out and like, oh, you're allowed to play Persona 5 now, and it's like, no, I'm not. That never changed. Like, but like that like half apology and minor modification of the terms is enough to make everyone think that it's instantly forgiven forever, and no one pays any closer attention. And to realize, like, no, they never actually changed it. They just slightly moved a goalpost a little bit, and everyone acts like it's okay now. But
Yeah.
they didn't actually stop.
That's the police suspension level, where it's like when someone says, "Man, he murdered somebody. He should be in trouble." It's like, yeah, he got suspended for 3 weeks, and then he came back onto the force, no problem. And it's like, what happened? I thought he was gonna go. It's like, no one thought anything. You heard he got suspended and moved on with your life. Like, no one followed up.
Or the Catholic priest approach, where they just move him to a new church.
Now
he's
the guy that they
Like, they don't really punish them or get rid of them or stop them from further actions.
But you
They
can't.
just
That's
kind
not
of
God's
move
way.
them to a different church where they're just as much of a threat, but also specifically he doesn't have the reputation locally for what he did.
Yep.
And so therefore he literally like just resets the cycle essentially. There's a lot
Oh, a
of systems
lot
where,
of-
where like pretend apologies happen and then you just kind of move forward.
There's so much evil in the world thanks to like policies like that.
All right, you ready to
It's
go to
crazy.
Ratchet?
I am. I'm ready to go to Ratchet. Let's go. Let's go get Ratchet.
I am ouchied.
You are ouchie. Where are
There's
you?
my mana.
Pew, pew.
All right, because we'll go to Ratchet. We'll get the quest that tell us to go south. In fact, I
Yeah.
can try to find them right now too. Doom. Take it, Linkersham. Take it.
Quest accepted. Wanted. Baron Longshore. Oh yeah, the pirate.
The pie.
The Pirates.
Twitch has a new interface for streaming for their creator dashboard, and it's really nice. You're not gonna fight this hyena?
The whole website looks different now, doesn't it?
Yeah, they changed a lot of the website for.
I only
their-
noticed when I check your stream.
Yeah.
You're
I
the
kind of like
one-
it.
You're like the one Twitch streamer I check, and it's mostly just to see what's going on with him. Is he ready?
Is he ready? What's he doing?
It's just like a minor status check that's usually just logistical.
Actually, I don't need it. I can do regrowth. Bam. It's a lot better.
Oopsie.
I think it was more not like the Protestants. I think it was more like the like when the
Okay. Whew. I just had a panic attack.
is like when the
I just had a
Martians.
fucking panic attack a little bit.
Why?
So I fumbled and hit page up instead of numlock,
Yeah.
which meant I stopped recording. And then out of paranoia,
Oh.
I was like, I had to check my recording folder just to see, like, have I been accidentally stopping and starting recording periodically throughout this? Because that would just mean I would randomly have like a third of the overall session or something. But no, that was the only time I've made that mistake so far. Whew.
What a life. What a life to live, guys.
We've had that before where like we were playing some game where like every time we hit a certain hotkey, it would cut the recording over and over again throughout the
Yeah.
game. Like, it's a real nightmare when you find out like, oh, that hotkey, the fucking game uses that hotkey for one of its basic functions, and you're like, oh no.
I think that's why I have so much patience for doing tech support, is because of all the fucking goddamn YouTube shit. Like, I've never felt so much disappointment in my life than I have trying to record content for the internet. Like, god damn, you just one mistake and you fucking feel that defeat. Like when a 2-hour recording with the most chemistry and energy that you could possibly muster, and then you click on that file and it goes, you're like,
Oh yeah, when something just deletes your
God.
recording entirely or something, and you're
Yeah.
like,
that's it kills you. It kills every part of your encouragement and motivation and energy. And like you could literally be on cloud 9, and the moment you see a fucked up video, you're like, that's it. I could just die
Yep.
tomorrow and it'd be fine.
I
Like,
spent a good chunk of today re-recording a big chunk of Pillars of Eternity that I already recorded, but it recorded with no
Yeah.
game audio, and I have no idea why I did that. And it only happened for that one game, and I recorded other stuff that day.
Yep.
But like, so I had to
Yep.
go back and redo all the conversations that had voice acting in them to redo those parts at least. So, but it's the finished video splices back and forth between like my blind playthrough and my weird, like going back to fix it playthrough where I just try to reenact certain conversations because those parts being mute doesn't work, but the rest of the game being mute at least is like whatever, like no game music playing while I'm walking around selling items or whatever the fuck. Okay, but like all the parts that have voice acting, it's like those parts are just me pausing for the guy to talk and then responding over and over again, so it's terrible video.
Yeah.
So I have to like go back.
What the hell are you offering? Guns of the North Watch? The hell is that? Guns
Let's
of the
go
North
kill
Watch.
some pirates.
Apparently. Are they gonna be the right level? Are we the right level to fight pirates? 13, yeah, we're probably fine. God, I came through here with my hunter and that was just brutal. Sad, I don't think I had a pet still.
Oh yeah, it's like.
Oh no, I did. No, I did have.
You
a
would have
pet.
had one by now because it's like level
Yeah.
10, right? But it is.
Yeah, it's level 10 that you get
This quest area is really frustrating.
It is tough. It's another
very
one of those
It's
like.
very nice to have another person.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those. Oh, it's hard to pull this person.
Oh yeah, it's really hard to get anyone individually aggroed without aggroing everybody in the area.
Yeah.
And if you're not over leveled like us, you're also like 2 levels lower because you didn't get rested along the way. Because we got fully rested twice because of our week-long break that we take between every session.
Yeah, we have a lot.
So
of
for other people, like for my rogue, I was like level 10 or 11, and like everything is like super high. But also like this was the lowest level quest I could find in Barrens. Like doing every quest
Really?
without any rest, like you actually start to
Can I
underlevel.
join? Kawaii desu ka?
Yeah.
Yes. Did you invite him?
Yeah. Drug
no
Truth. His
What is
name's
his name?
Drug Truth.
Oops, that is not. Hiya. Drug Truth.
Drug
My word.
Truth is a hell of a name.
I love it. He's part of the Breakfast Boys. Wait a second. I'm part of the Breakfast Boys.
What do you mean? No, you're not.
That's the guild that I'm a part of in my other tune.
Oh. On your hunter?
Yeah. That's why that name makes sense. Yeah, of course Drug Truth is part of the Breakfast Boys. That's a super like half alt-right pull.
Jesus Christ. Oh, is this the guild that you said it was having like long political
Yeah.
arguments for like a long ass time, and then you like, didn't you quit? Didn't you say you quit
I
the
did.
guild? So
Well,
you're
I
not
did,
even
yeah, I
in the
did quit
guild.
the guild. But yeah,
So
that's
it
what I
was like-
meant. But
so
that's
it
the
was just
guild,
so
yeah.
much.
Great, I love it. I'm so happy. I'm so happy it came back. Like,
Drug truth. What a fucking name for an orc shaman. Like, oh.
oh, whoa, what the fuck? This dude just, wow, these people are popping right
just,
back.
yeah, they just appeared right under us. Spooky. Should really have my quest log open so I can actually tell how much progress I'm making. Are you typing to him?
Yeah.
I thought you checked the tent.
Yeah.
I don't get
That
it.
guy did walk up there. He walked up and looked inside and then ran away. And then a person came out and I was like, what the fuck?
This is crazy DPS. Wait do you see any of us at level 20?
I mean, yeah.
Then there's that one fucking troll you have to find that's patrolling through here.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember if that's a rogue quest or an everyone quest.
I think it's
But
a rogue
there's
quest.
just one, yeah, like I was playing as my rogue, and there's just one random troll you're supposed to find, and he's
Yeah.
just a named character that patrols up and down this entire area. He's like the fucking Defias messenger, and it's the worst. It's like, where is he hiding? Where is he? I was just in stealth, patrolling back and forth the longest time, waiting for just anyone to show up. They,
I
wow,
like how I
they
can-
did an aggro. What? Oh, here
Oh,
they
there you
come.
go.
I was so confused that they didn't just aggro. Oh, got another guy on your side here. Oh, he didn't aggro.
Yeah,
He was so close to you.
He was very close to me, but he just wasn't picking up on my smell, which is pretty important because I'm a musky cow. Oh shit! Wait, where are these guys coming from?
They're just patrolling. Also,
But
I
I
think
think,
they're also respawning from a previous wave.
yeah, I think they're like respawning, right?
Where's he going? Wait, what? That guy just run away?
He's coming back. What? Wait a second. Where are you going? Are you fighting us or are you running from us? What's happening? Where's he going? The guy was like, what the fuck?
Oh, there he is. It's Tazan. Here he is.
Tazan. Oh,
It's the exact troll I mentioned. That's incredible.
oh, he
the
showed up
timing.
pretty easily.
Can't believe that happened.
GG easy.
GG easy. Are you dunking on the AI?
I am dunking on the AI. Anyone use guns? I mean,
We're two shamans and a druid.
sadly not.
See, this guy's got his flame totem for me to get jealous of. Taurens don't have Second Amendments. Oh, oh no, you're playing to your audience. Oh, Baron Longshore's dead.
What a loss to society.
Did that cow cry?
I wish it was more mooey. Like moo. That'd be great.
It just reminds me when
he
we
spawns. I think he spawns over this way if you keep going.
I think he spawns in that house. I mean, that tent. I think he just hangs out there.
Does he?
I think
don't know, we still gotta kill him.
troll. I think the troll patrols, not him. I already got all
Oh,
my
we
kills,
don't even.
didn't you?
Yeah, I already got.
Yeah.
All my kills.
That's why I'm like, oh no, he's dead. He's our only objective right now.
It's crazy. He'll probably respawn pretty quickly. How you doing on stuff? You need more thorns. You need more thorns. Yeah, we are kind of like a really heavy DPS group.
Yeah. It's roll attack.
Yeah. But we also got enough heals that we can get by.
Yep. Because all of us can pivot to healing the party. Oh, there's
Yeah.
Baron Longshore. Why is he
Yeah,
over
that's
here?
what I was saying. I think
The
he
fuck?
spawns like in random locations.
What the fuck, a doodle?
Like if he dies somewhere, he'll just show up somewhere else.
Oh no, you're all out of mana.
I'll just stomp him. Oh, we have a third person.
It is a good time to stomp.
Ow, good job.
You know, we're not taking any damage.
Yeah, no, we're fine. Oh my god, the thing like blew up.
It's amazing how grouping just ends up feeling like cheating at some point.
It certainly
It's
does.
a good thing Baron Longshore's head doesn't follow the properties of fucking raptors. We have to
Right?
kill like 12 of them to get his head.
That would be terrifying, honestly.
None of these Baron Longshores have heads. In universe, it's canon that we have to kill 12 copies of the same man.
That would be, yeah, I guess. Yeah, that would be.
That's spooky doodle.
That'd be kind of creepy. He's like, is he a zombie or is he like, or like, why do we have to kill him? How is he coming back?
Oh man, I
That's
just
the
realized. I just realized that if I play Dead Mines, I get to go fight Van Cleef again.
Van Cleef?
He's back.
He's back.
They removed him.
Why? Wait, what? Why did they remove? Oh, Cataclysm?
When they redesigned Dead Mines, yeah, they removed Van Cleef. It's like now it's like his daughter, I think. I think you also fight like a werewolf or something at the end. Like they changed
What?
so much of Dead Mines. Whereas it used to be you'd fight Edwin Van Cleef at the end of the dungeon, who I think is not fightable anywhere in WoW nowadays.
Nowadays, he's just retired on a farm.
Yeah, like it's weird. Like just a specific character I remember. Like that dungeon just doesn't exist in that form anymore. So just a weird thought.
That is crazy. It is that thing of like how Marty owns like a copy, like a server.
Oh yeah, Marty owns the old copy of his own server that he's been on forever.
Yeah, like
they
that's
updated the infrastructure and sold off like signed copies of the actual old hardware, and so
Yeah.
he, like framed in his living room, he's got the older version of his own server.
and that's amazing.
It's weird to think about.
But yeah, it is.
Like many people used that server, but he owns it.
Yeah, like isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like there are people who spent their entire lives, and it's in Marty's house. Like he has that. It's probably gonna be a family heirloom. Like that's I don't know.
Boing, boing, boing.
Blows my
boing.
mind that there's an entire world located on. Oh, if you were on eBay, yeah, that makes sense.
Say
I
hello
mean-
to Bounce Cow, Bounce Cow, Bounce Cow.
Most people probably bought it because they could turn
The
around and sell
undead
it
came
for a
all
higher
the way
price.
down here because she didn't want to hang out in werewolf territory.
Werewolves don't exist anymore. This person probably thinks you're botting
Why? Because I'm jumping?
because I'm jumping with you.
Why would the bots jump?
Wait, because they're just auto. They're doing the exact same thing that the other person's doing.
With the no, the Worgans existed from the get-go. The
Organs?
Yeah, like the second zone you get to as an undead from the beginning of WoW was always a Worgen heavy zone.
Oh no, I
You
meant
fight
like
tons of
the
them.
players aren't Worgans.
Yeah, but I'm saying like but like no one plays in the undead zone. They come down here and play in the Barrens.
Yeah.
Just like how no one really plays. It's like how more people play in the human zones than the dwarf zones, but either of those zones more than the night elf zones.
Yeah, Night of Zone has nothing. It's basically just a really, really, really long way to get off of a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything. Like I remember when I made my first hunter night elf, and I remember questing for hours.
I think it's just sheer popularity too, because like it's probably a better leveling experience being in Silver Pine Forest and all that shit than it is being in the Barrens.
Hey there. Just past
Yeah. I mean, the Barrens isn't there.
Barrens is a giant, empty, weird wasteland. It's kind of a weird place to hang out.
Yeah, it's not the best seller.
Do we just both level up from that? Or did
I think he
he?
leveled
No,
up
you
from
didn't.
that.
Yeah, he leveled up, I think, because you didn't.
Yeah, I'm 13 still. I'm only 13.
But everyone wants to come to Barons for like the Barons chat and like the shared suffering narrative that it has. Because there's like a really weird experience
Barons
where
is
like
crap.
it's like the majority of the entire horde population between a certain level range is all in one zone together, and that zone is way too big. It's way bigger than any other zone level range wise, because South Barons and North Barons are both the same chat room. So Barons chat is just a fucking nightmare. Like at times it's just a whole different layer than any other game handles the stuff as being. It's like it's kind of fascinating. It's like everyone so then once you know about it, everyone kind of wants to like come over here and like also experience what it is.
Some of us just want to know what it is.
This is the part where they send you all the way back to the dock to turn in the fucking ledger, then come back up to the top to show him to him. Like you run back and forth for a bit.
Interesting.
Trouble at the docks.
Trouble at the docks.
The docks? There's trouble at the docks.
That's dangerous.
Oh, that's Whalen Caverns.
It is.
What's up? Have a good one.
Gaslow.
Yo.
So how are you
Be
feeling?
good.
Because we're after 10.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna bounce out at 10:30 because I need to get ready for the beds. But corporate life is boring. It's very secure but very boring.
I sure could use
See,
your
I knew Rake was a popular choice. They're talking about it in chat right now.
What?
They're talking about Rake, the lion we fought as a hunter pet. It's like there it is. I knew I was thinking of something.
Looking for work.
I hope you're looking for work.
You guys have the
what?
raptor quest? Yeah.
Ready for work.
Jail time.
More work.
I didn't elect you. Who made you king? I didn't. Is there something I can help you with? Warcraft 3 had some of the best clicky lines. StarCraft were memeable, but
I forgot my name was Garther.
Gorther.
It was a
Garther.
randomized name and it was great. I'm like, yeah, I'll be Garthy. I'll be Garther.
Gorther.
Garther the Girthmaster.
Oh, whoa.
Where'd he go? Oh, he left the
stopped
party.
moving.
There we go.
Yeah. He died, Keith. His heart gave out. He couldn't take it. We were leaving him for the last time.
My honest thoughts about Pandarans. Well, Blizzard has a long history of trying to make money off of China's audiences.
Oh no. Oh no.
That's literally like there's a timeline you can draw of like a new publisher being established for making sure that WoW comes out in China, and then the next expansion being the one with the pandas.
By the way, they're also not called Pandarians for no reason. They are very much pandering to somebody.
And they also made a point to specifically have the pandas on both factions so that, you know, the popular race specifically designed to appeal to the new Chinese audience could be played on both teams. Which has never happened before or since. There's no neutral team. Not even the fucking goblins, which are defined in universe by their neutrality.
Yeah, but goblins, Chinese people don't want to play goblins.
Like, if anyone was going to be
They don't play
a
pandas.
neutral race in this game, it was going to be the fucking goblins, and they fucked it up and made the goblins horde.
Well,
like-
they only made the goblins horde because they have a beef with gnomes, and apparently that somehow makes it impossible to be a part of the alliance. Or
It's just so dumb because they're the specific race known just explicitly for like how all they care about is money, and that they specifically have all of the neutral towns.
Yeah.
Where both Horde and Alliance can be in the same place, and it's all a creepy, not creepy, it's all like a tenuous alliance where it's like you guys are all enemies with each other, but you're on this neutral ground where you have to play nice in Tenaris or in Stranglethorn's place, Booty Bay.
Booty Bay, there you go.
Booty Buddy Buddy Boo.
Yeah, Booty Bay.
Where
I love Booty Bay.
Ratchet's not an example. They are yellow for us, but Alliance, I don't think have anything to do there, and they're in a Horde zone in this case. But yeah, Booty Bay and Tenaris are both like major city locations you go through that are specifically neutral to both elements. So like, it makes no sense for like pandas to be this magic neutral race, but not the goblins. When they're literally neutral in the world. We can see it. You can't trick me. I see it.
I can see it with my own eyes.
All right.
Glad I could help.
Glad I could help. I'm gonna fly back to Mulgore and get my fire totem 4 levels later, whatever. Goodbye.
No.
Goodbye. Also, you also need to go Thunderbluff too, don't you?
No. Yeah, I do. I have to. You were here.
Was yours
I
also a
wanna be
druid
there.
thing or something?
Yeah, mine's also a druid thing.
Is that when you're gonna get your bear form?
Hell yeah. It's gonna take 3 minutes to get to Thunder Bluff from here.
As far as pandas as a race, I'm kind of whatever. It's cool. You can play as a panda. I don't care.
I kind of like. I like their starting area.
Now they're adding fox people.
Yeah, that's.
And they have the goblin skeleton, so they're all short people.
I don't like that.
Because all of their animations are modified. All their animations and everything are modified from the goblin skeleton, so they have the same height and shape.
Wow,
But
that's
they're
so.
little
That's so
foxes.
cheap and efficient.
Yeah, it's almost like they added blood elves and other night elves. There's like high elves and like shadow elves or something. Like I think there's like 4 elves now.
Yeah.
And I mean that's the basis of those. That's also basically the basis of all those races. The second category of races that Battle for Azeroth added.
Yeah. They're just different. They're basically just HD versions of the classic characters.
Well, they're mostly modifications of other races, like war orcs or something.
Yeah,
like,
they have the red orcs. They have
it's the orcs that are from Outland, basically. I think.
Yeah. Then they have I don't know what they're called. There's like the.
I think the only weird divergence is the foxes. Which
yeah,
is
foxes. I don't know what.
Which I guess there must
be.
I guess they have like cities or something in Battle for Azeroth. I think they might have done something like that. I know they added like a bunch of snake people, for example, in Battle for Azeroth. We didn't play it for very long, but I think there might be also like settlements of like fox people there too. So
I own Battle for Azeroth,
just...
but I haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
Or maybe I did. Did I play it already and get myself to max level? I might have. I don't even remember.
And I just forgotten.
Yeah. I that's what I did with all the other ones. I would get them to like max level and then be like, okay, I'm done. Bye. Like, because they would always, then it would turn into like, okay, I hope you're ready for it to become a job. And I was like, no.
I have to take my dormant flame to Telf Julum. What a great name.
Telf Julum?
Telf Julum.
Look at this fucking barren wasteland. There's just so much open land and nothing.
No, Mulgore's just empty.
God, it's just so empty. Like, who even put these trees in here? A computer? Like, this shit's so organized. It's ridiculous.
I always get I get a kick out of seeing like the way that classic WoW renders its like mountains and hills.
Oh
like
yeah, the weird like
really...
they just stretch a texture.
Well, the way they're all like a vertical blob, so like it looks like nowadays if you saw something like this, you would think it was like procedurally generated, and I wouldn't be against thinking that maybe a lot of this terrain was procedurally generated and then they just modified from there.
Probably, yeah.
Because like it's a lot of ground to cover, and like certain areas look more handcrafted, and certain areas look more like a Mako mission from Mass Effect 1. It's like, oh, just generate some hills. And it's like, that's fine. It's like the Monty Ohm thing where he would like take a napkin and some ketchup and smear it and fold it, and then like after he unfolds it, like the weird ketchup smear is like his map of the planet of like the place he's making, like that kind
Oh
of
yeah,
thing.
of his like yeah. His poor project that's just kind of been gutted and turned into a soulless product. Which is
Forever and ever and ever.
yeah, it is. I don't know. I didn't like Ruby to begin with, but it did feel like once he died, it started feeling kind of like weird that it was just, I don't know, pushed so much.
I don't remember how many seasons I've watched, but I've watched some number of seasons. And
Probably like
one of my takeaways was just that like I was just disappointed by how there used to be more imagination in like the fights, which was basically the only reason to watch it, because most of like the world and story is pretty but the fights can be really fun. In particular, I went back to this really cool one where one of the characters that kind of became one of my favorites was the pink lady that has like the gun hammer. And like the way that she would like step on her own hammer as a platform and fire the gun and go propelling across the area, and like little tricks like that, like the way that
she was kind of like a little Ash.
All the weird ways they would use motion and fun and stuff like that. Like watching those giant, ridiculous, weird fights in the early seasons.
I think that was all Monty, right?
Then you watch later seasons and you're like, on a technical level, the animation has improved and the models look better, but like the fights are both shorter and less interesting, and so you're stuck with a lot of the story, and the story does not carry it for me. Is basically
I
the
know
trap that series has.
Ooh. New ability, bear form, growl, and maul.
Yay.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna kill this NPC.
Let's check that.
They're like directly on the spiral staircase. So I'm like, which part are you on?
Oh no.
I see the dot.
Okay.
Peace, friend.
And
There we go.
Goodbye.
let's do this shit.
Did it. No,
Where's
I
my
still. What do you mean
Spotify?
I received? No, I have to return to Jahan. No.
Bear form. Yeah, I'm
I
a
need
bear.
I need to equip my new spells before they vanish up the log.
I'm a bear. I'm a motherfucking bear. I'm
Huh,
a
Earth
bear.
Shock and Lightning Bolt are updated.
To have attack.
What is
growl,
new
and
here?
maul.
Why were you flashing?
It just likes the flash, man. Don't hate a flasher.
You can't stop me.
I mean, no.
Is something
cannot.
new here? I don't know.
I don't know.
I could have sworn that my general tab in my spell book was flashing, I thought. And I'm like, I have no idea. If something's new, I have no idea what it is.
Check that's not on the new page.
Ah, now we have to go back to the crossroads. Okay. That's the next step.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna stay in town because it's 10:30 and
Tough
my
Julum and
Hearthstone is not
Durotar.
ready. I'm not gonna pay money to fly back to town. That's
It gets, at these low levels, it's expensive.
oh yeah, like
those
it's a
like
silver.
a round trip is like 3 silver kind of, and it's like that's like enough that you're like that's a lot to do.
Yeah, dude, I'm broke.
Along
I'm
the
Kodo
Sun's
meat.
Fury.
It cooked a lady. What?
Oh.
I can't speak while shapeshifted. That's toxic.
You know
Talk
how
to
I
a
mix
bear.
up Durotar and Mulgore all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
I think I could be wrong.
Oh,
about it.
you're supposed to go there. Oh.
I believe. Yeah, this entire time I was supposed to go Durotar for my Shaman quest.
Oh my god.
So I didn't even go to the right place. I just turned in the leather quest that we both had, I think.
Keith.
I think you had that quest, whatever that was.
Oh yeah.
Whatever,
I
I
had a
just
quest.
whatever it was, I just turned in. Yeah, I gotta go make a pilgrimage to Durotar. And to
How far is Durotar?
well, it's next to Barrens.
Yep.
I'm hearthing back to Crossroads.
Oh. Wait, your hearth is ready?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the last 25 minutes.
Well, because
Oh yeah, because I had
you
a-
hearthed from your quest up to Crossroads, didn't you?
That's right.
Because
You're
I
right.
didn't. Yeah, I only realized that just now. Actually, I was like, how did he get back so fast? Wasn't he way the hell over there? He blew his hearth. Is what he did. Hey, blew his hearth. Hey, dead. Hey, dead.
Oh no! Oh my god, that person went flying.
Hearth blower. You blow hearts.
Oh,
Do you remember that?
We shall
Yeah.
Chicken chaser.
Chicken chase.
Chicken chaser.
I hated
You chase chickens. Very observant.
Good night stream. But yeah, no, I hated what's it called? Yeah, the titles that you can get in that. And God, I can't even remember the fucking name of the game.
Fable.
Fable. There you go.
Chicken chaser.
Yeah, I hated this stupid fucking because you get that by accident by just being fun. Like you're having fun, you're kicking trying
Yeah,
to catch
and
kick
then it,
chickens.
because that was their idea of role playing. They had to settle for
Yeah.
that. Once upon a time, they were like, if you go camping and you don't have enough protection and a campfire, you can get sick when you're camping. And like if you get attacked by a werewolf, then you can get the curse of a werewolf and become a werewolf. And like all these other details they were promising about how fucking ambitious that game was supposed to be, because Peter Molyneux's a liar. And the only like
What?
one of the only details that stuck around was the system of like titles you can gain via your behavior. It was like one of the only attention to detail things that stuck around. Then Fable 2's amazing stride forward was to be like, you can get fat if you eat a lot of food. It's like, no one likes this feature. No one likes the
Hey,
feature
man,
where
I remember
consuming
that feature
food
in,
because
San
you're trying to
Andreas.
live makes you go fat. Like nobody is like, wow, I love it. Chicken chaser.
Chicken chaser.
I felt so betrayed, because obviously I like werewolves in video games in part because of their rarity. Like it's a rare thing to even find games where werewolves are implemented as a mechanic. So it's like I want to pursue that shit. So you bet your ass, I found what are they called? They weren't called lycanthropes. They're called something else. They had an in-universe name for them. You bet your ass I had like died to one several times on purpose trying to get the fucking curse on my character that Peter Molyneux promised would be there and wasn't, because he's a fraud. It was always a lie.
I feel as if you've been hurt multiple times by this man.
I have.
It's almost as if he's been.
I played all 3 of their games.
He's been given some kind of weird authority to lie legally.
Also, we met because of him.
That's true.
Because
is true.
you were at the midnight release for Fable 3.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I
I
really
was indeed.
won that day. Because
What?
you were at the midnight release for Fable 3 and Force Unleashed 2, and I was at the midnight release for Rock Band 3. And it's like, one of these was the best in its franchise, and 2 of them were not.
Yeah.
Because Rock Band 3 was like the fucking magnum opus of that company. Like, what if we took all the refinements from Rock Band 2, but also there's a pro version of every instrument where the drums have fucking cymbals. There's a real guitar that works with the game, and also there's 3-part harmonies on every song, and there's like a new instrument in the form of the keyboard, and there's 5,000 songs and like a ridiculous like number of features, and it was like a ridiculous peak for what that could have been. And it's gone forever.
And now it's gone for.
Because music licenses expire, so all the DLC is gone.
What a fun
That was-
society we live in, guys.
That was such a thing that they could only do with that budget at the time and so on, because of the success
Yeah.
of all the music games. Because Rock Band 4 came out like 3 or 4 years ago or something, and like they had to put out a poll to their audience members of like, which features do you value the most about the Rock Band experience? Because the implication was they couldn't bring them all back. So
Yeah.
Rock Band 4 didn't have pro instruments. It didn't support the keyboard. It didn't have any competitive modes. Like, you couldn't do head-to-head, or it actually didn't have online.
That's
Rock Band
crazy.
4 was local only, and it had half the features of Rock Band 3. and it had like one DLC pack per month as opposed to the weekly deluge that there used to be. Like it was a real sobering thing to see that company come like limping back to the idea of trying to make Rock Band again after like drifting away from that and making Dance Central and also just kind of becoming an indie studio, because Rock Band was all published by EA at the time. It's like they're trying to come back to life as an indie studio and like, here's the kind of Rock Band we can make, and it's like, it's worse in every way, but it's modern, and so it's it has new content. I bought it. I bought the guitar bundle. I have another guitar.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah. That's not even
Why?
recent. It's like 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh god.
I streamed it at the time. I was streaming Rock Band on Twitch because I was like, if this account gets banned, I don't care. Because it's all copyright music. That was a fun few streams that some people might remember from way back, where I was streaming Rock Band for hours on a daily basis.
You know what? That reminds me. I
had a lot of fun, but also what you don't realize is that if you're used to playing Rock Band on Expert, and then you come back so much later, even if your like muscle memory kind of can keep up and you like kind of know what you're doing, which like obviously that degrades and you're worse at Rock Band in general. But the big thing is like what's worse than your muscle memory is your actual muscles. Like your muscles and joints are so much worse at playing that kind of game when you haven't been actively playing them the way that you did back then. Because like I started Guitar Hero 2 and just kept playing and playing all the way up until I was an expert, and then I was continuously playing those games for like years, and so like I didn't have any sense that this was a thing that was happening. But when I try to go back and play those games now, and I try to play on expert, like my hand hurts, and my wrist hurts, and my shoulder hurts, and it's so much like it's like all these different weird motions you're not used to doing anymore. And it's like your body can't keep up with your mind, basically. It's like, this isn't a happy thought. I don't like this thought.
God, I don't know. For some reason, there's a part of me that's like really confused about Fortnite. So it was just a big old fucking hullabaloo for ending a map?
Oh, because they brought a new map in, right?
Yeah, I guess
did they get rid of the previous map?
They like literally shut the game off.
I heard that. Like that sounds like a big like.
Yeah.
That sounds like a big surprise like PR move is to like take the most popular game offline for a few days, and then it's like, oh, it's gone, woo, and it builds mystique.
Yeah.
But deleting the map sounds like a bummer.
I mean, I guess they replaced it with a new one.
I don't know how much they were modifying that map on the fly anyway, because when I first played Fortnite, it looked like it was just
a lot.
Yeah, because when I first played Fortnite, it looked like it was just a fucking empty-ass field.
Yeah.
Because I played the first day that Fortnite Battle Royale existed, and it was the worst. I still
haven't got my fucking money back from buying the goddamn game that I never got.
Oh yeah, because they never have they just given up?
Yeah, that game hasn't been touched in fucking like 6 years.
They just aren't making the real Fortnite that it was originally going to be.
These motherfuckers literally spent 10 years on a game, telling me about a game that they never fucking gave me. Like,
yeah, they were making Fortnite for like 10 years, and then they make a battle royale mode because of PUBG's popularity, and then they just killed that game, which they already killed once, because the one we got was not what it was supposed to be either.
No, the one we got was already crippled and crappy, and then they went so far as to say, okay, look, it's in early access, give us time, and then suddenly, like fucking 6 years later, I'm still sitting here. Hey, where did Fortnite go? And it's like, what? It's the most popular game in the world. No, the fucking game I bought. Like,
oh god, I'm having flashbacks from playing a Shaman 10 years ago or whatever.
By the way, have you played Smash at all?
I'm remembering how confusing it is to try to find their totem quest. I remember running around trying to figure out where the hell it was. I haven't played Smash except for with you guys, which has been a while.
Oh,
yeah.
Banjo's fun.
I haven't gotten to play any of the new characters like the Persona guy or Banjo or Dragon Quest boy, the boy from Dragon Quest who is a boy.
Sorry, what is this?
Along the South Fury River, before the Great Sea, lies a hidden trail to one of the highest peaks of the land. Right. It's hidden because it's supposed to be hidden. Gotcha.
Wow.
So I'm not imagining it. It is like a hard to find path. Yeah, you have to like scrape your character up and down the bank of this hill until you find the secret path that takes you to the shaman quest.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god, is it really
And since it's WoW, it all looks climbable.
Yeah. Well, it is if you have a mount.
Have you watched the Folding Ideas video yet? It's really good.
Yeah, I watched it.
A lot of interesting points in that there video. That video, yeah.
Very close.
No,
Very
Croc, no. I don't want to play with you. I want to
How
find
many
the
points?
goddamn path.
How many points do you earn for Nintendo?
Oh, it's not even worth calculating if you're talking about like the rewards programs various companies have.
No. I meant like. Yeah,
The
I guess
Nintendo Club thing. Yeah. Would you like to make negligible progress towards eventually getting like a download for Balloon Fight or whatever?
I don't know. I have $15 worth of gold. That could be $15 off a game, like I'm gonna use right now.
I'm gonna have to look up a video, aren't I?
Now I can buy Ukulele Impossible Layer for $15 and not feel
Oh,
nearly.
they-
I don't have to.
They
I don't have
gave
to
me
feel
a
full
they
price
gave me a
bad.
free copy.
Did they? I
Yeah.
should check if I have one.
No, I mean they for press, not for
I
like
still have a Keymailer account.
not like an apology.
No, God, if it was an apology, I should have been the first in fucking line.
We could do a let's try of it.
My keys. Yeah.
I remember this quest. This is it. That's what it is. I always make the mistake of walking down the river to the ocean because that's what the quest says to do. But if you stop before that, there's actually like a big totem on this one path, which marks it as being the entrance, I believe.
Nice.
But I think I always make the mistake of walking down the river to the actual ocean because that's what the quest says. It's like on the Blep Fury River before the ocean or whatever. There's a secret.
Yeah, it's some
path.
kind of weird like riddle, and you're like, "What are you, old man?"
What do you want, old man? We told you to stop coming around here.
I have to download it tomorrow. So that's fine.
Oh,
Add-on
this is
content.
a
How's
steep-
there already add-on content?
running up a
Game
steep
just
hill.
come out.
If you don't launch with add-on content, you're not a real video game.
Trousers Top Tonic Pack. With this pack of top tonics, players will have even more choice when customizing the way they play. Treat yourself to Trousers Top Tonic Pack and play with even more tonics. Large head. This tonic gives ukulele a comically oversized head. No cheat code required, because that would be free. Glowworm. Yuka and Lele aren't worms, but hey, look at them glow. Disco. Turn every level into a platforming party of platonic proportions. That sounds like fucking hell. Yuka 64. For fans of all things that were good once and not anymore, because those people are long stopped making video games because the joy has probably been sucked out of their lives. No polygons added. Like fucking.
Northeast of Razor Hill. Isn't Razor Hill the Durotar city?
I thought Razor Hill was. Wait. Yeah.
Where's Razor Hill? I have to go. I
No.
have to find the
Isn't Razor Hill
cultist.
down? That's down south. Right?
I think Razor
Wait.
Hill might be the town
Show me the full map.
in the middle of Durotar. Town's a rough word. It's basically an Alteric Valley HQ.
Yeah.
One
I think
big
that's
building and a
the-
bunch of bunkers.
I think that's it. I
It's
think you're
probably
right.
modeled after what the buildings look like in Warcraft 3 or something.
Let's see. Razor Hill. Yeah, it's an orcish settlement built on a crossroads in central Durotar. Southern
Yep.
road eventually leads to Sun Village. Tell me about the lore.
That's a rough quest if you're playing a Tauren for the first time and haven't played anybody else yet because you aren't from Durotar.
Yeah.
The Shaman quest says, first find Fire Tar, carried by Razormane spellcasters in Eastern Barrens. You're like, okay, I came through there to get here. Gotcha. Second thing is get the reagent pouch from the Cultists of the Burning Blade. You can find them in a cave northeast of Razor Hill. And if you're Tauren, you're like, the fuck is Razor Hill? Where's that? I don't know what that means. Like, it's over here, buddy.
It's over here in the middle of a lot of pain.
A lot of pain. Would you like some pain?
All right, so I'm gonna play fucking ukulele. Oh no.
Maybe you'll like it more.
Maybe people do say it's like Donkey Kong
It seems
Tropical
to have better
Freeze,
scores.
which I liked, but I would not say it's my favorite Donkey Kong.
I
But
found that was interesting as people were like, oh my god, how could the X-Rare people move on to making a 2D game? And it's like, do you remember what Rare was? Like, I get that we're all like nostalgic over like the Banjo-Kazooie and the Jet Force Giminas and stuff. But,
the Giminas.
The Giminas. But like, remember Donkey Kong? I mean, I'm
Yeah,
waiting.
do you remember
I'm waiting for when that
Donkey Kong?
developer goes back and makes a fucking spiritual successor to Perfect Dark. That's what I want.
You got that. It's called
they're-
Perfect Dark Zero.
No, that's not. No. Don't tempt me into threatening you into doing a series on it.
What, you don't like the little spider mines that crawl on the walls and then
Honestly,
jump
I
at your
played
face?
one session of Perfect Dark Zero and was like, ugh, and then moved on. So I
Yeah.
actually don't remember it.
Cool. That's good.
I think one of the only
No.
things I remember is that didn't she have a completely different accent?
Ooh, yeah, she was a completely
it
different
like-
person.
It was it was like young Joanna Dark who is American now instead
Yeah.
of the not American
British.
she was before. Like very clearly. Didn't nobody have an American accent the first time?
Yeah, because it was made by a British company.
Except for maybe Barry or whoever.
Oh yeah, I think
the one guy who's hard to distinguish from the guy from Half-Life 2 that has the same role in the story, and also hard to distinguish from Barry Kramer because they all look and sound the same.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. That's funny because they're all called Barry, or two of them are called Barry. I don't think the one from Perfect Dark is called Barry. But me calling him Barry makes you immediately know who I'm talking about, I think.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
That was a fun
How does-
series.
I thought his name was Barry.
I don't remember. No one remembers.
I mean, we have the internet. Perfect Dark.
Barry,
Barry.
help! Stand aside, Jill. Here, take these. The lockpicks. You,
very
the
dark
master
character.
unlocking, could use these.
What the fuck was his name?
Oh, Barry! You were almost a
Daniel.
Jill sandwich.
I think it was.
Playing
Wait. Yeah, Daniel. It was Daniel Carrington.
such a fucking
Carrington.
experience to play that. Carrington?
Yeah.
Is he Carrington's son? Or did you just look up the guy who runs the institute? Because that's not who I'm thinking of.
I think you're.
I'm thinking of like an operative. Not
Jonathan.
Carrington.
Right?
Maybe.
Is it Jonathan
It's been
Steinberg
a-
or is it Trent?
It's been a
No,
while.
Trent's a bad guy.
It's been a while. Trent or
Why does it keep
Trench?
showing me the fucking? There we go. I think he was the annoying guy.
Do you like the HD remake where suddenly the laptop had like photorealistic eyes? It was too high detail. You're like,
I don't like Dr. Carroll. I don't
and like their spacing was wrong because he didn't have a nose, so it was just two eyes that were way too close together and way too big
Yeah.
and way too detailed. But nothing will ever trump Rock Guy.
Rock guy.
The one weird phantom instant death spawning guy that would just murder you out of nowhere over and over again for like 10 runs of the same mission. Rock
That's
Guy!
That dude, no, I remember the thing that stuck with me the most was not the fact that he killed me like on the other side of the map on a hill in the mountains. Like, could you imagine the sheer audacity of this guy? But the fucking we got all the way to the end. We've got the fucking guy with us. All we have to do is get to the point. This fucking guy shows up from behind the rock and just boop, just quick shots the fucking guy we need. Game over instantly. Fucking rock guy. Piece of shit. I think I literally
Wasn't he
sped
your
on the
favorite?
bike. I think we sped on the bike over to him and killed him first, so that way he wouldn't kill us the rest of the game. What a man! Didn't you beat who? Didn't you beat him up one time? I thought you like beat the shit out of that guy once.
I don't remember. I need to go back and watch that series or something.
Oh man, no, I remember the final boss for Fighting Force. Do you remember that guy?
Oh right, that was a nightmare to try to figure out how to beat
Yeah,
that
we
game.
were like, you were literally like, I had died. You were the left, and you barely any health left, and you somehow beat his ass. I just remember going like, no, like, oh god.
There's been a lot of rough things. Remember when we tried to beat Duragon C. Mikado?
Wait.
And remember we got to the end of fucking Bouncer before we finally realized our controller was broken?
Oh,
and we weren't
yeah.
using special attacks the entire game.
Oh my god. That fucking
And like the whole game was artificially hard as a result. We were struggling so hard because we weren't using fucking real attacks the entire game. Goddamn nightmare. Because I bought a PS4 at a game store.
Your PS2?
Yeah, I bought a PS2 at a game store, like Dimple or whatever, and just wanted to have I just wanted to play that game. So I tracked them all down. That was our test run of that console. Was that only to find out that we were playing in ultra hard mode because we were playing without the main attacks of the game. It was a nightmare.
Yeah, we've made a lot of weird mistakes that costed us dearly in patience and energy and life. I'm convinced I've screamed like half of my lifespan away. Like, I think that it
You
just don't think it will come
screamed
back.
half your lifespan away?
Yeah, I think like every time I've gotten infuriated, I think that's like somehow chipped away at my arteries. Like, I'll just die.
Your
one day
arteries?
I think they're like slowly collapsing on themselves.
My arteries.
And one day I'll just keel over. Like the meme where he just shrugs, like, I guess I'll die now. Like, I'll just be me. Like, I'll eventually get to such a point.
I can't see anything without my arteries.
Why am I still getting emails?
Just drop the goddamn item. I want my fire totem.
Tomorrow at 8 a.m. I have a Zoom meeting. Why? And also, no, I won't be there at 8:30 in the morning.
That's what you think.
That's what he thinks, because I can RSVP deny that, which I will.
Clearly, you aren't supporting the family that is our company.
That was literally
Family.
the first thing they told me when I went to the interview.
Do they really?
Yeah,
They
told
pulled
me
that
it's
kind
like,
of shit?
Yeah, we want people who are interested in being part of the engaged family. And I was like, no.
That loyalty always goes one way.
Yeah, I straight up told my boss, I was like, I don't believe in cults. I think it's like against my nature. So I'm only here as long as you keep paying me, and I'll keep doing the job that you pay me for. And he's like, that's pretty much what I expect. I was like, perfect. We're in harmony then. Yeah, I don't understand. I do not understand people who get hyped for work, or people who are like that loyally committed. We have employees that stay after and they're like, I'm really excited about what we're doing. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't give two shits if this company went, and went a whole different direction tomorrow and changed their entire core values. I don't give a shit. As long as I get paid. That's what I'm here for.
Because the moment they need to, they will shed you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a fucking company. Like they've already went through this before. Like when I first joined, it was because they finally were bouncing back from when they had to mass exodus a bunch of people. So I
Yep.
came into like a semi-somber office.
Yeah.
Like it was weird. It was basically just like we almost collapsed as a company, and then we pulled through like with about 24 hours before the doors
Yeah.
shut. And I was like, what?
Whatever we means once you fire most of your staff.
Yeah, I was like, what?
At
Who
that point,
survived?
it's really I.
Yeah.
I pulled through. Everyone else is gone. And now they've been replaced by new people because you're all disposable to me.
The scarier part is that I definitely like the CEO is definitely like this is his third or fourth company, and he just goes through and like makes a company, sells it for a quick buck, turns around, makes a new company, sells it for a quick buck. Like he basically builds companies and then sells them off at their prime, which is reassuring. But also, it just proves into the fact that if he failed, it wouldn't be like a detriment to his life. Like he would literally still have so much money that it wouldn't impact him. He would just go make a new business, which is like, that's painful. As like everybody in that office could be fired and their lives could be destroyed, but he will walk away just fine.
Yeah.
And that's like that is where capitalism fails. Because
I like how
you have
there's a lot of bizarreness. Like how, Amazon's like the biggest company ever, and Jeff Bezos is the richest man in the history of the world, or whatever the fuck we're at now. And Amazon didn't pay taxes. But
they
I
can't
did.
afford to, Keith. If they did,
I paid
yeah.
taxes, but Amazon, no.
Well, Keith, if you charge companies taxes and they're
They
not
even
going to hire
they
people,
even get to charge us taxes when we buy their stuff.
that's I thought that was mind-boggling. I was like, wait, where did the taxes go? Because they can't go to you.
Isn't the premise of sales tax that it's the taxes? What is the premise of sales tax exactly?
Sales tax goes back to the government.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like it's I think as a kid, I interpreted it as like the company gets taxed and they pass the price onto us as sales tax. But I think that's literally that's not right. It's like sales tax is more like a mandated tax on the actual sales themselves, which is separate from the taxes you pay. Yearly.
Correct. So a sales tax is a
But
tax paid to a
sometimes
governing body.
Like every now and then, I just mix it up with my childhood vision of what it was, which leads to like the impression of it being not being right in my head when I think of like they didn't pay taxes, but we paid their sales tax. But like that's because it's like I'm thinking of the wrong version of it.
Holy shit. Oh my god. Washington has the highest tax rate. That's insane. And they let fucking Amazon just walk away? That's crazy. You have... Oh, I'm sorry. Hawaii is like is the first highest. Which I guess makes sense because it's an isolated island that a lot of people live on for some reason. Unlike Alaska, which is an isolated island literally no one wants to live on.
I'm completely shocked to find that the highest taxes are on the least white state. Sure, we don't have any kind of interest of any kind of history of specifically exploiting the most otherized group of our
Well,
country.
I mean, come on. To be fair, Hawaii is like the primo destination spot. Like it's a
no, it's the money spent
yeah.
for the that, but it's not a good look.
No, I mean Washington's not a good look either. Which, like, I mean that has a lot of tribes living there. But that's okay. I mean, they're just a bunch of tribes that started out on the East Coast who then weren't allowed to live there anymore. So they tried their best to make it all the way over to the other side of the place. Oh, wait, how does Washington beating Nevada?
Oh,
How the
did you
fuck does
hear
that
about
make-
that racist policy recently?
There's so many.
There's
Keith.
many.
I
There's
don't-
many, but in this one case, it was that a state just tried to pass. Either they either tried or succeeded at passing legislation that makes it so that you can only vote if you have a street address. And nobody in a reservation has a street address. They only have P.O. boxes. So they just
North Dakota.
Like they just decided that Native Americans don't get to vote.
Yeah, many native IDs won't be accepted at North Dakota polling
They
places, which
literally
apparently
rolled back voting rights.
Which I'm going to tell you right now. This week, the Supreme Court declined to overturn the North Dakota's controversial voter ID law, which is fucking amazing. By the
Literal
way,
voter suppression tactics.
so I want you guys to take a note that if
Jesus.
we fucking remove your right to own guns, it's the same thing, right? Because we took away someone's right to vote, which that's a fucking God-given right. So guns just fucking are off the table now, right? Supreme Court rule.
I'm so.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I was
that you
amazed when I saw that, where I'm like, that's some dark shit that nobody should be happy with.
How the fuck can you get away with banning U.S. citizens from voting, but you won't?
I mean, that's an ongoing tactic, is to ban as many U.S. citizens from voting as possible that are the ones that don't support your party.
Why does it fucking matter? Because you don't get to vote anyways. Nothing you fucking vote on even matters except for state legislation. So why would you want to suppress voters when they literally mean nothing to your cause? In fact, if you keep them voting, they keep thinking they matter. When you take away their voting, then they start realizing, wait a second, this whole fucking system's broken. Maybe we should just remove the whole system.
These guys, they're just never gonna drop a reagent pouch. That's it. Am I at the wrong place?
Wow.
Am I at the
Oh
wrong place?
man. You know what? I bet you can.
Northeast to Razor Hill.
So they do have
I mean,
the option
sure.
of providing their residency supplemental document, utility bills. But according to court records, about 18,000 North Dakotans don't have those either. They don't have fucking basic necessities. What?
Somebody kill me, please.
Oh, cool. And in North Dakota, every resident is eligible to vote without advanced voter registration. So people might not discover the problem until they show up to fucking vote because they've been doing it for their entire lives. Like, the fuck?
That's one of the main tricks, is that if you change who can vote in an election in advance, then in particular the biggest impact I think is the first election. Because that's the
Yes.
one where people don't know about the change. And so you
Yep.
get to just kind of steal the election if you can specifically have a policy that disproportionately affects one group
Well,
over another.
Hold on a second, Keith. That sounds like a bad idea.
It sounds like a subversion of democracy that's
Why
intentionally
would someone
institutionalized on a
subvert-
regular basis by...
No. Now, who would
Yay.
possibly do something like that? Let me check real quick. North Dakota. Let's see. It is... Where is North Dakota? There it is. Okay. Odd. I see a lot of Republican names running the government there. That's just a coincidence, though. I've never seen Republicans be racist before, but I have seen a lot of Republicans be racist before. So it might be a
We're in a
correlation, but it
fucking-
could be causation.
It's like a contest to see who can drive the most dislikes on this video.
I mean, look at this shit. Governor, R. Lieutenant Governor, R. U.S. Senator, R. House Delegation, R. And then you just say, oh, we don't want Native Americans to vote. That doesn't look good for your party. Like, that doesn't really make you look like a good person when you say, I don't want people to vote.
I have to be in the wrong place or something. I have made no
Can I
progress.
see a... Wait, there should be a, Yes. Okay. Holy fuck, 5.44% of North Dakota's population are Native Americans.
Yeah, no, it's a significant amount of people.
What the fuck? How
That's-
did you...
that's
how did
literally,
the Supreme Court
like, the
approve that?
That kind of population is literally the kind of margin by which most votes are decided in most
That's
states on most elections.
No.
It's a very
Okay.
direct gambit to rig the election, essentially.
Nope. That's...
And it's
I'm
like-
not tolerating
and
that.
it's
That
like-
is definitely...
and it's only like the
that-
next one in a long series of things like that all the time. It's
That's absurd.
astonishing to watch.
That's fucking absurd. Let me
It's
take
part of
it.
the
Let me.
game.
All right, kids, take a gamble. Can you guess? Can you guess how many people in this God-loved fucking state believe in Jesus Christ?
Oh, look, someone
you-
too stupid for my comments section.
If you
And
think
deleted.
51%
There we
of the
go.
population in
That's
North
better.
Dakota are religious, you might be right. And if you
hope you
think
weren't joking, because your jokes are inseparable from just actually looking like a stupid, irritating person that I don't want to see around.
that's mean, are they? I thought they were being nice the entire chat.
No, there wasn't. There was somebody just came in that was like complaining
Oh,
about
'cause-
like the SJWs are gonna stop all of us straight white males from having power or some kind of shit, and it's like, thanks for showing your colors goodbye. It's like I said earlier, like if you shake the tree every now and then, the shitty people come out, and then you can filter them out, and,
Is it
and
the
then you don't have to see
Renius guy?
future stuff from them. Yeah.
No, that person was being nice the entire chat.
When was he?
Like, fucking, like, scroll through chat. He was being nice the entire time.
Oh, is the guy doing the Q&A and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's just making a joke. Like, I think he's
Maybe.
just being sarcastic.
I'll unhide him.
I just feel bad because, like, I don't feel like he was being problematic. Now, fucking Wobbly Sauce, ban that motherfucker. Get him out of here. Right now. I don't want to fucking see his face anymore.
It just doesn't even remotely come across as a joke, is the thing.
I think the problem
It just
is...
makes you, it's like, oh.
It's just, that's such a...
It's one of those people like, I'm so threatened as a white man. I'm like, no. You can't lie
Yeah,
to me.
that's-
I'm you.
I'm you.
I know.
I'm
You
you,
can't
but from the
trick-
future where
you can't
everyone's not a
trick me.
racist dickhole.
We're completely unthreatened. Everything's fine.
Here, I think if I look at a map of the United States, map of the U.S., I think North Dakota falls in that part of the United States that if we just got rid of, we'd be in a better place. Yes, it is not on a coast. So non-coastal states are probably the reason why the world is a shitty place, because they keep populating garbage. So, if you just erase them with nuclear missiles, they go away.
Jesus.
They go bye-bye.
fucking
You just put a
Christ,
fence
Andrew.
all around. Oh, Nevada's gone too. You put a fence from like Idaho all the way.
All right, time to take down the stream and the recording because Andrew just lost his goddamn mind.
Yep.
There was somebody in chat that was like, "Who else is in favor of thermonuclear elimination of China?" I'm like, "Fuck."
What?
Yeah, like we were talking about China in relation to Blizzard and all the other stuff,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Who else is in favor of nuking China?" I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? That
like I
doesn't look
said,
like a joke at all."
You don't need a nuke
That
China.
you just seem to be a horrible person, and I'm really concerned right now.
I mean, some people are bad people. Some people are bad people. Huh, Shadow? Some people are bad people. All right, it's 11. I've been up too
It
long.
is
I gotta
late.
go to bed.
Now I'm gonna see how many things I can make out of this light leather.
I'm gonna see how many things I can make out of the dead.
I have 110 light leather.
Oh my god, that's a lot
Yeah.
of leather.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
Well,
it is.
I will talk to you tomorrow with a bunch of or I will talk to you later when you have